listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with DUVAL Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine. Google, it's go time. On a Thursday morning, it's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. News percolating, real news for the first time from the new regime when it comes to decisions that matter. We got our first one yesterday, and one thing is clear. E.T., good morning. Welcome.
One
thing's true. Just as he never did during Breakfast with Baselli. Tony Baselli, don't listen to us. That's true right out the gates. I'd have preferred we kept Christian Kirk, but listen, I will reserve judgment here, and I think we've said this all along. This is where I think we on the drill landed. Yeah, we'd like to keep Kirk unless you got a better plan, right? I find myself, saying a lot of times, I think this is dicey just to let Christian Kirk go. There's also this part of it, Ian. I don't think you ever make ultimately your personnel decisions on this too. But to get a good, solid second receiver who's not a personality conflict with anyone, right? Like if you got a number one and you go get a guy who's going to become a number one, it seems like those two guys don't coexist for very long. They got a short shelf life. Whereas the solid one with a solid know his role too doesn't run into that as much. I mean, it's taken Jackson Smith and Jigba now. He's been now the number one receiver in Seattle for about half a year, and DK Metcalf now wants to trade. We've seen this, around the league with various receivers. Christian Kirk's low maintenance. Let's just put it that way. When it comes to productive receivers, awfully low maintenance, but he carries a cap hit that they can at least alleviate a bit. And so I will give the benefit of the doubt from this standpoint. Is Christian Kirk a move I make right off the bat? Is that like my first major move? For me, it's not, but I'm not the one with the plan. I think it's probably dangerous to immediately assume, okay, they're going to get Chris Godwin, or okay, they're this guy, that guy, or the other guy, or okay, they really believe in Parker Washington. I don't think that any of those things are necessarily true. This is a contract that got upside down. By now his fourth year. They paid Christian Kirk a lot of money to come here. Had a really good first year. Solid contributor. I think when we look back on a 3-year Christian Kirk career, I think it was also dotted with some really costly drops. And Kirk is not known as a guy with the dropsies. But I can think of a few. Gosh, he had one in Miami to start this last season that I know ETN's fumble is the straw that broke the camel's back. A very weak camel, by the way. But he had a big drop in that game. I remember a drop against the Chiefs in the playoffs. He had a couple of costly drops for sure along the way. But overall, solid contributor that helped get this thing turned around, or what looked like it was turned around. Again, that year one, the playoff year, what a boost. What a security blanket for Christian Kirk in year two. For Trevor Lawrence in year two with Christian Kirk. What do you have, 80-something catches, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Really good, solid year. And then he's missed about half of the last 2 years with injuries. And again, it's the salary cap is the reason. It won't take Christian Kirk long to get picked up. The Steelers have wanted it since last year's trade deadline. Then the injury came. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved quick on that one. It opens up space here, and this is why I would expect the counter move would be a bigger move to bring in a replacement. I mean, you already have salary cap room. You make more here at the second receiver spot, and you don't have a second receiver. With all due respect to Parker Washington and what he might be, we got big issues at receiver after Brian Thomas Jr., and now really big with Kirk gone to save $10.5 million against the cap. That wide receiver market, by the way, is becoming increasingly crowded. We'll have more on that and those names with Football Fix a little bit later this hour. But when it comes to Gladstone and Cohen, and to a degree Baselli, who by his statement It's kind of just a tiebreaker. This would qualify as the first big move, and really it's the first half of that big move. This personnel decision with that ever important second receiver. Where do they go from here? Chris Godwin is a free agent. Devontae Adams recently released, joins a stacked class yesterday out in Seattle. These aren't guys necessarily the Jaguars are interested in, but these are names that are out there. But Lockett out in Seattle. And that also comes with DK Metcalf. Is it just me or is this like Groundhog's Day? Does DK Metcalf like ask for a trade every year or show some sort of dissatisfaction every year?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that sense, but I could be wrong.
All right, $10.5 million is enough to go get help for Lawrence. And then what do they do in the draft? What potential pass catching weapon do they see out there? More Jags talk as we move along today. We also got Doc Kevin Murphy, the latest and best of the injury updates this week can provide him. All right, on to hoops. And wow, Gator basketball fan got to be beaming this morning. Got to be beaming with where this Florida basketball team sits yesterday compared to 24 hours ago. Yeah, give them the 1 seed. What else you got to do? 2 road wins over top 10 teams this year. They haven't done that in program history. It's a program that's been to the Final Four 5 times, won 2 championships. They've never beaten 2 top 10 teams on the road. Now, the SEC this year has given teams the opportunity to do things they've never done. Normally, you play a conference basketball season, you don't get a chance to knock off 2 number 1 teams in your own league, but that's also what Florida has accomplished this year. They did a little Alabama 2-step against 2 of the top 5 or 6 teams in the country. They won at both Auburn and now at Alabama this year. Tennessee did their part. They lost at Ole Miss last night. I would suggest that if Florida beats Mississippi to close the season on Saturday, regardless of what happens in the SEC tournament, they've earned the number 1 seed. And the number 1 seed does matter. If you don't get it, you find ways that it's not that important. But it is important. If you look back at the list of college basketball national champions, and there are plenty of Cinderella stories, it's 1 seeds. It's a huge advantage in week. And by the way, and I heard Jay Billis say this last night in the broadcast. This year in the SEC, the schedule is so. And by the way, you don't have to listen to quote Gator homers on the radio here. You know, a lot of what we say sometimes is because we're keeping up and paying so much more attention to sports than you are. You're busy. It's not your life. You don't have to. We have to. It means consuming an awful lot of opinions from people who are way more experienced and, quote, expert than we are. And Jay Billis said last night, a guy who played at Duke, won a national championship at Duke, has coached or broadcast for 40 years, said the SEC this year is the best basketball conference in college basketball history. History. In the history of NCAA hoops, there's never been a stronger college basketball conference than 2024-5 SEC. That's not my opinion. That's Jay Billis's opinion. And so whether it's 11 or 12 and whether you smirk at a conference record of 6-12 getting you in, the point I was going to make is, look, the top of the SEC, this Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, maybe one more level down, Kentucky, Texas A&M. You're not going to face a game as hard, an opponent as tough as the one you faced every 4 days until the second weekend of the tournament. But especially those top 4, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, or Florida, aren't going to face a team as good as any of each other until we get to the Sweet 16. So they should be battle-tested. We'll see how that plays out. I'll keep it, for now, limited to the Florida perspective. And first things first, how physical a basketball game was that, gang? My God, I felt like they should have had they should have had pads on, and it should have been Billy Napier and Kalen DeBoer coaching each side. I mean, it was rough and tumble. They let them bang. And they're 2 big boy, physical, 2 of the best rebounding teams in the country. Gators fell behind. I believe the most they trailed by was 5. They stayed in the game from the get-go. They hit a 3 and took a 2-point lead at the half. Florida undefeated this year when they lead at halftime. Pay attention to that stat moving forward. Doesn't mean that if you're trailing at halftime, you can't win, but it does mean every single time you've led at halftime, you have. And so they took a 2-point lead into the break in Tuscaloosa. This is an Alabama team, by the way, that's grumpy. They lost a heartbreaker at Tennessee where they outplayed the Vols just about the entire Saturday afternoon. They had lost, I think, 3 of their last 6. So it was senior day for Mark Sears, one of the better basketball players really in Alabama history. There was a lot of it was an intangible rich environment last night. Jimmy Gladstone should have been there. But facing all that, Florida, and I was wrong when I power ranked going into this game this week. Florida's better than Alabama. It's not in significantly better, and significant is a relative term when it comes to college sports and college basketball. But yeah, they're better across the board. They're better, deeper, better. Period. And the only team in the SEC you can say is better than Florida is Auburn, and Florida whacked them by about 10 points earlier this year on the road. Sky's the limit for Todd Golden's basketball team. Now under the pressure cooker of March of who withstands, who makes plays in the clutch. Who has the composure and the chemistry and maybe more importantly the talent. Because, buddy, this guy, Alex Condon, he's coming fast to an NBA arena near you. In a perfect world, that guy stays one more year and he leaves a top maybe 3 or 5 pick next year. We'll see. That's typically how they don't approach it these days, to the league as quick as you can get there. That guy is growing up so fast right in front of us. He had a big boy game last night. He had like 27 points, 10 rebounds, couple of blocks, multiple alley-oop dunks from Clayton Jr. Florida hit threes when they have. They're so deep. They're so good that one game, it's Will Richard hitting career-high 6 3-pointers and scoring 30. And last night he was in witness protection. I say that. He played 30 minutes. He contributed in a lot of ways, but just 8 points, no 3-pointers. 0 for 5 from 3 for Will Richard. Just 8 points. Didn't even matter. And they just come at you, man. They got 5 guards and 5 big men, and it never lets up. Really, really good basketball team. It's safe for a Florida basketball fan to carry very, very high expectations into March Madness, into the tournament. And now, look, you give that grace away if you drop one at home to Ole Miss this weekend. But I think that if they beat Ole Miss this weekend and finish the season, what would they be? Like 27-4, 28-4, 14-4 in the SEC? Second place to themselves in the toughest conference in basketball history, according to Jay Billis. Yeah, beat Ole Miss this weekend, and I don't think it'll matter what you do coming off your double bye at the SEC tournament. Come off your double bye and lose to one of these 4, to Kentucky or to an A&M or somebody like that. I'm not sure it knocks you back down to the 2. Now, it might depend on what Tennessee's doing, because it seems now like Alabama having lost to Auburn, Tennessee, and Florida, and they got Auburn again this weekend on the road. Alabama is out of contention, I would think, for the number 1 seed. You know, here's another thing, too. Look what Florida's done in the round robin against Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee. They're 3-1 in those games with 3 of them on the road. So I don't know where Joe Lunardi's putting all the analytics in. I know Florida's non-conference schedule did not play out as strong as it could have been by brand name. And there were wins over, teams like FSU and Wake Forest and some others that didn't carry the weight they do in some years. The North Carolina win now is just a win over a team on the bubble. So out of league, did have to do a bunch, but to finish off their conference schedule this weekend, boy, it sure looks like they have indeed earned that number 1 seed, and just an incredible victory last night that showcased the strengths of Florida basketball. They went to the Elite Eight under Mike White, I believe, 2017. Last time they went to the Final Four was 2014. We got into the conversation that Florida has probably not done it long enough to be considered a blue blood. But if you're under the age of 30 and you follow college basketball, they've been the top 6, in that time. Even with this little, brief respite here in these last 3 or 4 years. They've been year in, year out, and they had the stretch where they went to the Elite Eight like 5-6 years in a row, multiple championships, multiple Final Fours. So a big, big win on the road last night because I had the number 1 seed. Again, it matters till you're not going to get it, and then you rationalize how it doesn't really matter all that much. But from getting a 16 seed that to this day has only won one time in NCAA tournament history right out of the gates, to getting that 8-9 winner. And by the way, all the projections now immediately have become, whether it's Gator hater Jerry Palmer, Joe Lunardi, or I haven't looked at today's net rankings. I don't know if Florida will move up from 4. They already sat behind the Auburn, Duke, and Houston in the net rankings, and so none of those teams really applied last night. It is another nice road win, though. 2 road wins over top 10 teams. Wow, what a season it's been for Florida Gator basketball, and the good part, if things go well, is still to come. All right, up in Adam, we're rolling along here. Got more news from the National Football League for sure. Digest a little more what the options are out there. We got to go in search of a replacement for Christian Kirk now that roster decision has been made. I've seen no asides to the storyline that, the team is open or the sides are talking about coming back at a different rate. I've seen, sometimes you see that, right? Yeah. Sometimes you don't even know they're talking about it. They just announced that they've restructured a deal, but this didn't. Well, the Jags have released, and now they're going to reconfigure. It didn't seem like that is the that's the plan of here. They're going to go in another direction, and maybe it's Cohen and Godwin. I mean, immediately there's smoke there, but I'll get into some of that when we come back on the other side. Up and Adam on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL. We are live in the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Follow the JU Dolphins on 1010XL.
It's Fins Up at the ASUN semifinal. JU at North Alabama. Tonight at 7 on 1010 AM.
Summer in Jacksonville. Sun's out, flip-flops on, and whoa! Well, there goes Uncle Bob into the pool again. Protect your pool deck with Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings keep you on your feet, not on your backside. Durable, stylish, and way cheaper than an ER visit. Don't Slip Deck Coatings even has indoor options so your kitchen floor isn't a skating rink. Call 904-466-1839 for a free quote and follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin Live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater, March 12th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here. DUVAL!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your DUVAL?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with DUVAL.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the DUVAL sub, the Daily Stash DUVAL. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors to get the job done right, Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit Coastal Equipment for a demo today.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in the clinic.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case. Plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the king of beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
Mid-season form for the college football newbie. Coach, could you tell us your expectations as you get your first spring started? I don't really have any expectations. All right, Coach, thank you. Bill Belichick leads the powder blue, Carolina blue, out onto the field as the college experiment begins. His first North Carolina spring practice is here this week with some serious familiar NFL overtones. Speak English? That's impossible. So yeah, he had a press conference yesterday. There's Belichick Wednesday in Chapel Hill, behind a microphone, wearing the colors of the Carolina Tar Heels. It looks weird. 40 media members, got about 15 minutes to have access to practice. It's the most curiosity North Carolina spring football's ever produced, that's for sure, without question. And you got to see what you see in an open 40 minutes of practice. A bunch of mundane stuff, right? Some stretching. Maybe if you're lucky, some special teams drills. Those in attendance, they'll say right away that Carolina football is a Belichick operation. The players, numberless, nameless. No identifiers on any of the Tar Heels. Defensive players in white, offensive players in light blue, quarterbacks in red. This is something he did while he was winning Super Bowls with the Patriots, and the NFL made him apply numbers to all his players. Nobody's going to tell Belichick what to do. I guess the idea is you see everybody fresh. You don't have any preconceived notions. Yeah, that guy. Let's put a number on him. Belichick was asked how he's gone about explaining the no-number approach to his players. Hasn't been a lot of explanation. Translation. We put the jerseys in the locker room. That's what we're wearing. No explanations. Put it on. See you on the field. That's just what we do. We go out there and we earn it. Numbers and names, Belichick said, and all. That's not as important as doing your job, being responsible, accountable to your teammates, being a good teammate. And so it's not all about individual notoriety right now. I don't think that's important at this time of the year. I think it's more important to just go out there and practice well and improve every day. I mean, does this work? I mean, does not putting numbers really accomplish anything? I don't know. We'll see. I would not bet against Bill Belichick at the college level. Why would you? I get it. I mean, I felt like strong when they first did it. I felt like, yeah, of course you fools. And so I get as you get further away, there's a big difference in pro and college. But, man, the way the college game is trending right now towards these pro-style setups. Very brief window of practice access allowed. It was a quiet practice, and that's kind of contrary. If you go to practices nowadays, man, it's just high volume of enthusiasm. Strength coaches running around screaming, coaches, grad assistants are yelling through every drill. Didn't see a lot of that yesterday. Sometimes it can come across a bit forced. 72 years old, Belichick. But he lives by the motto, you're only as old as your girlfriend. 48 years in the NFL. That's twice as long as his girlfriend's been on the planet, by the way. But he's not here for the pomp and circumstance and the fake. This guy just going to go back to college and just go to work. That's what he wants to do. He just wants to coach football.
That's all he want to do.
Running an NFL light program is going to be his biggest recruiting advantage. The NIL backing is important. There are signs around Chapel underscoring the needs for fans to give. But the best players know they make their truly big money in the NFL, and the big selling point for North Carolina will be similar to the Nick Saban approach at Alabama. That seemed to work pretty well. I'm going to get you ready for the NFL. We're going to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 first-round draft picks every year. We're going to dominate this powder cake conference we play in. For now. But anyway, just interesting to it's the same bill. If you thought Belichick's personality changed when we saw him actually show it during all that TV time in his down year, no, it's back to business when you put that whistle around his neck, isn't it? It's back to business. All right, mentioned Christian Kirk released by the Jaguars yesterday. He's going to have to find that second receiver, whether I'm not going to draw any conclusions. You could make yourself believe it means a lot of things. It means they think the big guys are gone. They're going Tet McMillan, number 5. It means, oh, my gosh, they worked with Chris Godwin. Obviously, they're going to go get him. Or it means, oh, it's Cooper Kupp. He's got the tie to Gladstone. Why not replace Christian Kirk with Cooper Kupp? That's an upgrade. So
Could be all kind of things.
Right, all those things, by the way, would make releasing Christian Kirk make sense. Or not hurt. I mean, I know that Cooper Kupp has been injured, but you'd have to be a damn fool to say you want Christian Kirk over Cooper Kupp, wouldn't you?
Foolio.
Right, wouldn't you? I mean, Christian Kirk has spent time as the alpha dog receiver in the entire league. Now, he's also been very injured, but is he much old? How old is Cooper Kupp, I mean, now that Christian Kirk has officially been dispatched, I mean, we can look a little bit more realistically. I think these names that crop open, I haven't paid as much attention to the receiver names in free agent. I really kind of thought that the plan would be to renegotiate Kirk. I really thought that's where this would land. It hasn't.
He'll be 32 in June.
So that's, Kirk's only 28. That's a big difference.
Yes, sir.
But it depends on what kind of, are you looking at a bridge guy because you got your eye on a young guy? Do you all think that Parker Washington's better than we all think? I don't know. There's a lot of other variables here, but suddenly any and all veteran receivers that are on the market become a possibility here, at least for our conversations. Kirk wasn't the only one to get let go yesterday. Teams are preparing for the free agent onslaught by paring down their rosters. And so here are, I don't know, I wouldn't call them an elite 11, but here are 11 that have been released ahead of free agency. Listen, this is not an exercise where I say a name and you go, yeah, I'll take him. And then I say the next name, yeah, we could use him. And then I say the next name, yeah, we'll take him. Because there's already on the text line, It's Not My Lifetime and closers this morning, there's already been questions of me about some of these names. Do we go get Joey Bosa? Yeah, Joey Bosa hasn't done much, man. But if it's cheap, right? If it's cheap, you're going to give me a veteran Russian. I just don't know how cheap that will be. But don't kid yourself. Bosa's been no more productive than Dante Fowler Jr. the last 3-4 years. Anyway, Bosa gone from the Chargers. Christian Kirk for the Jags. The initial rumors center around Pittsburgh, and Christian Kirk may be a fit there. Told you earlier in the week, Darius Slay, the somewhat First Coast Golden Isles product there, just north of us in the state of Georgia. Gardner Minshew yesterday learns he won't be back with the Raiders, so here we go, 6 seasons. Minshew's proven he can't quite handle being the guy, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
The load of being a full-time starting quarterback is just not enough. He can still be an effective backup. He can spark you off the bench for a game or for 2 or 3 days, enough to make you think, wow, maybe this guy should be the starter. But it looks like Minshew's going to have a place in this league for a long time, because there's always going to be that team who's going to get a rookie starter, and they need the guy to hold the hand and to hold the job until then. So, like Minshew at any of these places with job openings, the Jets, the Giants, are potential openings. The Browns, the Titans. If they draft a quarterback, or if they have a young quarterback develop, Minshew in a place like that, just to hold the job like he did here until Trevor got here, like he did in Indy until Anthony Richardson arrived, and now as he did in Philly, where he's just more of a steady backup, and then as he's done now in Las Vegas, until they're ready to replace him, and apparently that readiness point has been reached. Tyler Lockett mentioned he was released by the Seahawks yesterday. This is another one. He's 32. This is kind of Christian Kirk-esque, isn't it?
Yep.
Real similar skills.
Same thing.
Yeah, kind of similar skill set. I wouldn't think there'd be any interest there. Devontae Adams is free. The notion seems to be he's, tied to the hip to Aaron Rodgers and wherever he may land. What if Rodgers ends up with the Raiders, though? Does that mean Adams is back in Las Vegas? Rodgers, though, and how hard will he search for a new team? Does somebody need to come show him a little love and scratch his belly? I don't know. But Devontae Adams, another receiver that's out there. We got a corner from the Eagles. James Bradbury's been released. Again, the Eagles so cornerback rich and young with their draft picks from a year ago. I got a running back. Jamal Williams was released. That doesn't do much for me. Raheem Mostert, running back for the Dolphins. Very productive. He's age starting to catch up with him. Some guys, by the way, have already been picked up. Alex Kappa is an offensive lineman for the Bengals. But he immediately, after being released, was snatched up by the Raiders on a 2-year deal. So there's just some of the names that fit into kind of that Christian Kirk category. These guys that can help other teams in the right situation. It's always strange, though, that when you let a guy go, like for the Jags, you let Christian Kirk go, and where is he most going to fit? He's going to fit with teams that have a need, especially for a high-end 2 receiver. And Christian Kirk leaving here leaves the Jags with what need again? A high-end 2 receiver. Oh, the tangled webs we weave. Got the Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com. The Murray Ford Superstore, Stark and Kingsley, keeping it real with great prices, unbelievable customer service. That Ford product, Ranger Truck of the Year. Man, you got to give credit where credit due. This dude ain't a winner, but when it comes to being a scorer, he'd be on the Rushmore in the NBA, and that's James Harden. James Harden has been able to do one thing since he popped out of his mama, score the basketball. He's done it since his rookie year at Oklahoma City. He's done it at every spot that he's get. Now, you don't want him around when the shots matter at the end of the year. He's proven to not be capable of alpha dogging a team. But when it comes to posturing and primping and firing up threes, scoring buckets, James Harden has been as good as anybody. And last night he delivered for the first time since his time with the Rockets. And he's bounced since then, right? He went from the Rockets to the Nets to the
Philly.
Sixers.
Yeah.
And now on to the Clippers. But a 50-point game last night for the Clippers. They beat Detroit. And I'll remind you now, Detroit's a pretty good team. But Harden had 50 last night, the first time he's reached 50 since he played for the Rockets. It's the 24th time in his career he's had a 50-point game. That pulls him within one of Kobe Bryant for the third most 50-point games in NBA history. He's already had 3 40-point games this year, but he hadn't reached 50 since he was leading the league in scoring 3 times with the Rockets from 2017 to 2020. Comes at a perfect time. Clippers blew a 23-point lead earlier in the week against the Suns. They're able to bounce back. Harden, by the way, now 35 years old. He's the second oldest player in NBA history to score 50 on 0 days rest. Man, they break it down analytically, don't they?
They do.
On 0 days rest, trailing only Steph Curry, who did it in February of 2024. So the other big stories from the NBA last night, the Cavs are the first to clinch a playoff spot, beat the Heat last night. And this is why the Boston Celtics are going to win the East and maybe win it all again and repeat. Who are the 2 best players for the Celtics, Z? I mean, it's pretty
Tatum and Brown.
Right. I mean, Tatum and Brown are big time. You're talking about arguably 2 of the top 10 in the league, or certainly capable of claiming that. Well, when your 2 best players are those 2 perennial, all-NBA guys, and you get 40 points from 2 other guys in the same game, you're a tough out, boy. Peyton Pritchard and Derek White each go for 40-plus last night for Boston. A team with Tatum and Brown has Peyton Pritchard and Derek White.
Those guys aren't even scorers like that.
40 apiece last night. Again, I can go through the analytics and come up with some record that matched. But the Celtics beat Portland last night by 10. And, yeah, again, it wasn't Jason Tatum. And by the way, Tatum didn't play last night, so that could be part of the reason. Jaylen Brown, though, just what have I got here? I don't have his point total, but he was just 7 for 23 from the field. Derek White, 14 of 26, 9 of 17 from 3. Peyton Pritchard, 14 of 20, 10 for 16 from 3.
They fire up that 3 ball.
Last night, they attempted 97 total shots, 54 of them from 3. So you had another game for the Celtics where they shot more 3-pointers than 2-pointers. When you make 42% of them, you are literally unbeatable. But what about, just to sum up the Shazam spotlight, Shazam! Derek White and Peyton Pritchard last night combined from 3 went 19 for 36, man. What's that true shooting percentage? So if you take 36 shots, if you make 36 out of 36 layups, you score 72 points, right? If you score 19 threes, that's what? 19 would be 38, 57. They got 57 points. But they shot like 87%. Is what that equals out to because all those threes are 77% because all those threes. Wow. Football Fix and more when we return. That's the Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstore, Stark in Kingsland.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Dolphins on the road at North Alabama today in the semifinals of the Atlantic Sun Tournament. Dolphins are the 6.5-point underdog against the Lions, 143.5 the total at Flowers Hall. In the other ASUN semifinal, it's Queens, a 9.5-point dog at Lipscomb, 148.5 the total. Number 5, Florida with a win at number 7, Alabama. It was an upset. The Gators with a 3.5-point underdog of the Coleman Coliseum. They outscored the Crimson Tide 99-94. Arnold Palmer Invitational tees off today at Bay Hill. Scotty Scheffler, the defending champion, is the 3-1 favorite. $250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Here's Linda Beaver.
At Beaver Toyota, we believe your experience should be more than just buying a car. It should be a lifetime of confidence, care, and trust. We're proud to offer a lifetime warranty, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. We're not just here to sell you a car. We're here to establish a lifelong relationship that you can always count on. It's simple. You deserve the best and shouldn't settle for less. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, where we're ready to give you peace of mind for a lifetime. We're here to wow you.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren here for Big Chief Tire. Tax season is the perfect time to invest in your vehicle. Use your refund to tackle overdue tire replacements, brake repairs, or routine maintenance. Big Chief Tire's skilled technicians ensure every dollar counts, keeping your car running strong. With 5 convenient locations around town, fair prices, and trusted expertise, they've got you covered. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Find out why soccer is the most popular game in the world and spreading fast on the First Coast.
On the Sporty Jack Soccer Hour.
Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley as they discuss the latest in the world of soccer.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's exclusive 31-day spring event. Experience superior craftsmanship and timeless design with buy one, get one 40% off custom replacement windows and patio doors. Enjoy the ease of 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Calling all fun-loving citizens of Northeast Florida. Freedom Boat Club needs your help. Lisa the Botanista has gone missing. She left a note that said gone boating. But here's the thing. Freedom Boat Club has 4 local locations, Julington Creek, Jack's Beach, and 2 in St. Augustine, and over 400 locations across the world. That's a lot of water to cover. Is she water skiing on the Ozarks, whale watching in the Pacific, or island hopping in Spain? Or hiding right here at the Black Creek Rope Swing, or docking at the Conch House? Wait, has anyone checked Fort George Island? Too much to do on the water. So Freedom Boat Club is offering our best discount of all time, so you can help search. You simply make your reservation, show up, and have fun. I gotta go. I'm hopping on a boat to the fish camp for live music and lunch. Maybe I'll find the Botanista there. Or better yet, maybe you'll join us with the best discount ever and enjoy boating made simple. Don't blame us when you start playing hooky too. Visit freedomboatclub.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, this is David with Royal Pest Services. The fact that we've been bundled up the past month gave us an idea. Let's bundle up also with our Centricon and Pest Control bundle, starting at $349. Visit RoyalPestServices.com for your free inspection.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, Flying Jacko here, and when you're inside the Kuhn Flowers showroom, you'll find a wide array of gift ideas that'll take care of any gift-giving situation. Spend a few minutes there and you'll see for yourself. Kuhn Flowers on Beach Boulevard.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Carly Granick.
And I'm Caroline Edwards, a student at Norfolk School of Special Education.
At NFSSC, we foster each student's unique abilities to reveal their highest potential. Just 5 days left until the players.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, back here on the drill. Big win for the Florida Gator basketball team last night. That number one seed is firmly in their grasp. They can just hold on to it. I think a win. Look, it's hard to know for sure, depending on what other teams do in the SEC tournament, because it's really down to that. It's between Florida and Tennessee. I feel like maybe if Alabama beats Auburn this weekend and wins the SEC tournament, that will be a path for them. There is something I wanted to mention, though. We talked about this yesterday. There are different ways to get there. To the Final Four, to maximize your potential. Last year, NC State wasn't even going to make the NCAA tournament. They got red hot. You would think, used all their energy to win the ACC tournament and make it into the dance. And then what did they do? They went all the way to the Final Four. What happened to that big dude? What was his name? Burns? Remember that guy? Kind of became a cult hero, the big guy, rotund guy for NC State last year. It was Burns, wasn't it? Wasn't that his last name?
Yeah, I think it's
like initial. Yeah. Tell me what he did. Where's he at? Probably in a G League somewhere. Probably hooping with Bronny tonight. So there's that. And so that leads to the thought that you want to be hot. But then we've also talked like that first Gator team that won it in 2006. They struggled down the stretch. I think they were a 5 seed. They went in. They got hot and won it all. The other Gator team that won it had a really unbelievable conference year. Maybe lost 1 or 2 in conference. I believe won the SEC tournament, went in and won it all.
And DJ Burns is in Korea playing basketball.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, DJ Burns. I thought it was initials. And then, but the point I was going to make, Alabama, because look, if you're Alabama, if you're down on Alabama right now and it comes to filling out the bracket and you're remembering losing to Tennessee and Florida and Auburn, they made a good, last year Alabama lost their season finale at home. They lost in the SEC tournament to the Gators, and so here they were limping in, right? They went all the way to the Final Four. Talent is talent. You go through these waves of either slumping or interest or whatever it might be. Really good basketball teams are residing in the SEC, and that battle-testedness is probably going to serve them well when we get to the NCAA tournament. We shall see. All right, E, you want to fire up the band? We got a football fix. Brought to you by the home course, the Jointed Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly, and you'll see me over at the home course. Free agency is coming front and center. We mentioned earlier the Jags releasing Christian Kirk. We'll see which direction they now elect to go. Certainly a hole there at the receiver position. And I'm going to, hold off on tying certain players now to our organization because of the histories here with the new regime. That means Chris Godwin in Tampa. This doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, that's the target, Chris Godwin from Tampa to work with Liam Cohen. Cooper Kupp is, going to, if not released, will be by the Rams if he's not traded. Well, here's Jim Gladstone from the Rams. What are the thoughts on Cooper Kupp? By the way, 4 years older than Christian Kirk. Devontae Adams. Any of these veteran receivers that you see let go. And by the way, I would take Cooper Kupp. I don't know. My concern is, and I get the practicality of this goal may not always match up, but man, if I'm building a team, I want to upgrade. And I'm not going to get rid of somebody until I'm ready to upgrade them, and not potentially or with ceilings. I mean now. But again, the practicality of that may not be the same. All right, among the names that were released yesterday, among the bigger names, I think Joey Bosa. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, by the way, but we went through his numbers last week, and they were surprisingly unproductive for the last few years. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's been maxing out at 6.5, 7 sacks, who's battled some injury issues himself. Meanwhile, his division rival is now the highest-paid non-quarterback in football, Max Crosby of the Raiders. Boy, they pay those edge rushers. They pay them. You can make arguments for and against paying guys. We brought this up the other day. Tell me the last championship team who was anchored by their edge rusher. I'll wait. And by the way, click off for me the best edge rushers in football right now. 2 at the very top will be Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. The playoffs have an APB out on those, a bolo out for those 2 dudes in the postseason. I mean, I get how you get kind of you get handcuffed to your team. I keep paying this guy. I got so many other things that aren't right. So we'll see. DK Metcalf has requested a trade from the Seahawks. That sounds on brand to me. We'll see. Metcalf seems like he's awfully high maintenance. Boy, he's good though. He is a good athlete. But he is a 1, right? He fits the bill of a 1. He plays outside. He's big. He's fast. You don't bring DK Metcalf, I don't think, into a situation where you have an emerging 1. And that would seem to be outside of the, I don't know, the kind of level that the Jags would be looking to add. The Eagles have re-signed their all-pro linebacker, Zach Bond, who had an unbelievable year last year and a great postseason. 2 interceptions, I believe, in the postseason. And the Dolphins have revised a contract with Bradley Chubb that'll keep him in Miami for 2025. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Brought to you by the Home Course. We roll on a custom tree search. It's Thursday. Next.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
For many, it's the happiest place on earth.
At 17 in Players Championship. Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling.
And Beaver Toyota.
On 1010XL.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. And I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Lots of jewelry stores in the town center, but only one is locally owned, Beard's Diamonds.
We're the only local jewelry store at the town center.
That's Jacksonville's John Lupo, owner of Beard's for over 4 decades.
We're entrenched in Jacksonville, Florida.
In a sea of mega chain jewelers, John says it's easy to stand out because he's not handcuffed by a corporate handbook.
I am not beholden to a corporate structure, so we've got flexibility to do whatever we can and want, and we do.
And that includes lowering prices to undercut them every day. weekday.
Quality for quality, color for color, everything the same. We should be able to beat them hands down by minimum 20%. We go overseas ourselves. We know exactly what we're buying. This isn't getting marked up in a corporate structure. We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
So before you buy anything at one of those chains, get a second opinion at locally owned Beard's Diamonds. No corporate atmosphere, no corporate rules, no corporate high markups.
We want you to come shop us and you'll see a lot better price here.
Beard's Diamonds.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow. I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Your tax refund is here. Why not invest in your home? Superior Fence and Rail helps you build value with beautiful, durable fences that boost your home security, privacy, and curb appeal. With expert installation and financing options, turning your yard into an outdoor oasis is easier than ever. Reinvest in your home today with Superior Fence and Rail.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, brought to you by Clay Solar Installation Partners. The number 5 Florida men's basketball team chomped down on number 7 Alabama by 5 last night, breaking its tie for second place in the conference. Alex Condon led the way for the Gators, scoring a career-high 27 and grabbing 10 rebounds for his 6th double-double of the season. The Gators' win marks its second victory on the road against a top 10 program this season and the first time to beat 2 top 10 teams on the road in program history. Florida has now clinched the number 2 spot in the SEC tournament, taking place next week. They play Ole Miss Saturday to close out the regular season. Catch play-by-play at 6 on 92.5 FM. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 49 degrees at 7 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Yes, sir! Woo! Hello, Sweet Thursday. Good to be here. Ready to roll? We got pre
free agency roster shuffling.
Yeah, first big decision, right?
Got a Gator basketball win. Got a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports.
We're going to ride the train. Ride it.
Ride the train. Or ride it. Ride it.
It's a choo-choo train.
A dirty Russian Ovechkin beat us last night. I was watching that after the Gator win. I was riding high.
Yeah, the Rangers have been
going. That was a good game. It was overtime. We got a point, so we'll take it. We worked our way back into the playoff hunt, so got a chance, but definitely a different team than it was last year. Wow.
President's Cup, right?
Yeah, last year.
Top scoring
President's
team.
Trophy.
That's what I mean.
That's what we did. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
It's a curse. I remember that being some sort of curse on that particular
that
postseason.
year.
But
Yeah,
maybe
you don't want to win it.
Maybe it's now a carryover curse.
I don't know. It's cursing me, and I'm cursing them.
Okay.
Yeah, Christian Kirk let go. I guess it's just weird. Just weird. But the good news is, at least I not necessarily trust, but am more than willing and excited about the guys who are picking the roster, building the roster.
Well, again,
find the guy who's going to be better. Like, they're all telling me, I heard Sean McVay say it, Gladstone was the first guy on Puka. That's who they give credit to.
Yeah, for sure. That was part of that little deal there.
So anyway,
that video, War Room video we saw, that was part of that.
If that's the case, then you know what? And there are a lot of receivers out there, man, in the draft. So
for sure, they do need I'm sure they think.
But we also sit there and say all the time, but if you're going to get rid of a good football player,
have a plan.
You best have to have a better player to take his place.
That's right. I mean, if you have him, and there's there's also this, and this is a small thing. Talent wins out, but Christian Kirk also has. He's a very low maintenance good receiver.
Yeah.
Those aren't easy to find.
That's true.
He'd be fine there, letting Brian Thomas Jr. grow into being the alpha dog,
a
guy. So I don't know how much that's considered at all. I'm sure it's his. I think if Christian Kirk had played the last 2 years injury free, this wouldn't have been a decision, but. I don't know, man. You look at the receivers all over the league, and the good ones, too. They all get hurt.
Yeah, I don't know how much injury factored into it.
In addition to the way they pushed the contract. I don't know why do you even do a contract like this that becomes untenable?
I was thinking about this. If you're a player, and it's like a Christian Kirk who can play in the NFL, okay, and you got this great deal, and you made good money, and I just wonder what goes through your mind, because I'm more of the Joe Burrow ilk than others in the respect of, if you really want a guy, you can pay him. If you really want the guy, you can figure out a way to make it work.
That's what Joe Burrow said about this guy.
No, he said the Eagles seem to pay everybody. I'm more of that guy.
Maybe for a year or two, but eventually you can't forever. It seems like you can.
But if they really wanted Christian Kirk, would he be here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not over the cap. It's not like he was.
Right.
He would have been more expensive than he's currently worth.
Right. But yet we watched, and it's not just Christian Kirk and the Jags. We watch it in the NFL.
Right.
Yes, the purging has begun.
Yes. And often you're surprised.
Good players get released because they're not cap friendly. They'll save $10 million. Okay, but why do you need to save $10 million?
And sometimes it's not even that.
Yeah.
Like, we continue to hear, rumors or wonderings about Evan Ingram, and it saves like $6 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's not enough to cause
Bosa gets dumped in L.A. And
I feel really, 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 really strong, though, that, your next Puka Nacua aside, I'm not counting on you finding a 5th or 6th round receiver to catch 100 balls this year. We need a veteran over there. We don't have anything.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis is not fixable. He's just a guy. He's going to max out 40 catches.
He's always been that way.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not suddenly going to become.
And we thought he would be because we fall into the, now he'll be here. There is no number one, yada, yada, blah.
At some point, you are what you are.
You are, right. And we've been a bungling franchise. We've made the wrong personnel moves.
So with all that said, our Dreamfinders Homes poll question of the day, I give you choices again. I give you options brought to you by our friends at Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, the Gators, and the PGA Tour. With Christian Kirk gone, who would you like to see the Jags add to their receiver core? I've given you 4 choices.
I will say this time of year and these moves make this job super fun because we can talk about conjecture and rumors and wishes and wants.
Yes. E, are you ready to play? Are you there?
Stay ready, my boy.
Are you? I mean, I
know I was sneezing.
Yeah,
bro.
you okay in there?
And
He's a little tired today. He wore summer clothes. He's all out of sorts. It's like 30 degrees outside. He walked in like it's the middle of summer.
Are you out of sorts today? Were you out running the streets last night?
No,
or were you
man.
over at your new spot, the River Club?
No, wasn't there yet.
E.T. joined the River Club, gang.
I sure
it's
did.
out there. You want to go hobnob?
Y'all meet me at the River Club.
You guys want to have a good lunch? E.T. get you at the River Club.
You gotta have
Take me
access.
to the river.
Jeff did the River Run. E.T. did
Yeah.
the River Club.
What
I
are you
feel like
doing?
I'm lost.
Yeah.
I've got no river.
Yeah, we need to get something. A river runs through it. Go home and watch it.
Yep.
I'll do it. Anyway, with all that said, with Christian Kirk gone in our Dreamfinders Homes poll question of the day, who do you want to see the Jags add to their receiver core? We have 4 choices. Choices that I think, are somewhat viable. Chris Godwin.
That makes a lot of sense.
Cooper Kupp.
Another tie into the franchise.
Trade back and draft. Maybe later in the first, maybe in the second.
I think Ted
But
McMillan at 5 is...
Make wide receiver a priority in the draft. It becomes a priority. Or trade for DK Metcalf. Those are your 4 choices.
Okay. And Devontae, you're just not including because you feel like he's
There's
Aaron
no way.
Rodgers.
There's no way.
Yeah, he just won't come here for
And
that.
I don't think we'd be interested.
I don't want DK Metcalf because he is the opposite when it comes to maintenance of we've got a number one. I don't need a guy coming in here telling me thinking that he's number one. And he's a great player. I don't need it.
All right.
That might be stupid. I mean, maybe you do want them both. Maybe Thomas Jr. can be a great player and have a milder personality. I don't know. I feel like I don't like my guys every other week on SportsCenter yelling at a teammate or a coach or getting kicked out of a game. He's just a loose cannon a little bit. So he scares me a little bit. I think the safer productive option, you've got the big, elephant in the room is that ACL surgery, but it's Godwin because he's worked in that Tampa system and he was only with Cohen for a handful of games, but there's certainly a working knowledge there. Godwin, when he got hurt, was on pace for a career year.
Yes, he was.
So I would say Godwin, but I don't have a super strong feeling among those guys. I will say this. Maybe the Jaguars think this is at least possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Jags think the top 4 picks are going to be Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, and Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now what do you do at 5? Because if any of those guys are available, you can't take Ted McMillan there. It would be viewed as a little more off the wall, I think.
I don't think people view Ted McMillan as I've watched it sort of unfold. I don't think I guess Drake London is his comp.
Well, but London and Thomas together would be crazy good, and you get him now on.
I just don't see him as the 5th pick.
Okay,
I don't think people
I still see him marked there some.
You do.
But these could be older mock drafts or whatever.
General Manager E, what say you?
I'm going with that 27-year-old, 6'4", 235-inch man that was put together in the lab, DK Metcalf.
You're going to trade for him.
Oh, you put him on the other side of BTJ, and you're going to get what Coach Liam Cohen said when he said he wanted to light up the scoreboard.
Okay. Now, here's why I don't think they'll do that, because of all that you're going to have to invest. You're going to have to invest, but first the draft pick to get him, and then the salary. DK Metcalf, real quick, is going to want to be paid like A.J. Brown and Jamar Chase and those dudes.
The great Joe Burrow once said, Philadelphia, the Eagles seem to do it. Yeah, I got to go with DK, man, because also remember when Andre Sisco said that Q word, like the team quit?
Yeah.
Remember when DK Metcalf ran down Buda Baker like 80 yards downfield? Ain't no quitting that guy. You know what we want? We don't want no meows. We want a dog.
Okay.
That's what DK is.
Okay. All right. I like that. We got different opinions, and we do on the Dreamfinders poll question, by the way, as with over almost 500 votes, the leader is neither of your guys' pick. Cooper Kupp, 30.9.
I guess I wonder if you'd have put their age in parentheses next to it, because I was surprised to learn that Kupp's like, what, did you say 33?
Yeah. Let me go look it up.
He ain't 30.
32 years
Is he
old.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That changes your mind. He's not the same age as Kirk. I thought the same thing. He ended up
How
being
old's Godwin?
31.
Yeah. Coop has 30.9%. Godwin has 27.7%. Trade back and draft, 21.6%. Trade for Metcalf, 19.9%. You can vote at Dan Hicken. There's a lot of comments. I'd like to see Gladstone reach into his Rams bag and find us a late round sleeper. Maybe the Gator kid or Juice Wells. Cup makes the most sense with this familiarity with both the head coach and the GM. So lots of guys with opinions on this one. It's fun. It's brought to you by Dreamfinders Homes. Now's your chance to lock down a 4.99% fixed interest rate. Get in the game, guys. 15 locations in Jacksonville to serve you. Dreamfinders Homes. Just go to dreamfindershomes.com, especially you first-time owners. They'll help you navigate your purchase and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what they do. But
listen, with every move that's made now, it also brings
will give us
That's correct.
will give us an idea of what they're going to
do. If they go get a guard in free agent,
a corner, or a receiver now.
And then suddenly you might, but, other positions come into play.
Yeah.
And the more you ruminate on it and you look at the depth, if you listen, here we have lost our value on draft picks because Trent would have a ton and none of them would pay off.
Cooper Kupp 29, is that what we're getting?
Oh, just 29?
Did we ever get an age?
Kupp's 31. He'll be 32.
He is 31.
He'll be 32 in June.
Godwin's 29.
Godwin's 29.
Yeah.
I saw one of them was 31/32, and so Kupp will be age 32 season. He'll be 32 when it starts, and he's coming on. He's had like ACLs and stuff, right?
Yeah, Chris Godwin's only 29. Wow.
Well, Godwin then it makes a lot of sense. But what kind of paydays he want? Was Chris Godwin?
Yeah.
Didn't he play under the franchise tag one year in Tampa?
I remember he was a free agent a few years ago, and we were asking.
I think they may have tagged him or gave him a big deal. So I don't think he comes here without costing more than what you save with Kirk and what he was going to make. But if you can get a wash, if you're giving me Chris Godwin for Christian Kirk, even though I would prefer Kirk because of his experience here, that'll be forgotten pretty quick if, Chris Godwin by game 3 just gave you 8 for 118 and a score. Kirk also had some key costly drops here, man.
Yeah.
He had some. That's part of the Christian Kirk's, chapter here in Jacksonville football. But he was a good Jag. He came in that first year and caught 80-something balls, helped us go to the playoffs, made some big plays.
A great game for the Gators last night. Alex Condon won't be back next year.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad because
he was so good last night. I was like, boy.
If I had the chance,
that's a guy going to move up in that draft picture real quick.
And that is true. If I had the chance to say, man, come back next year, you're going to be a top 4. You're going to be a top 5 pick next year.
Yeah, maybe that'll be
this year it'll be like 20 or whatever. And but yeah, boy, oof, they were good last night too.
Nice win.
The good thing about them is this is. By the way, I've grown a lot stronger in my opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
Give them the 1 seed now, and I'll tell you why. There's 4 dominant teams in the SEC: Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida. We went 3-1 against those 4. You let me know how the others did.
Yeah.
3-1 against Alabama, Tennessee, and Auburn.
Well, Auburn has nobody to apologize to. They play
for sure
their schedule. They deserve to be.
I'm talking about Tennessee, Bama. Auburn is in.
Well, I think Florida. Yeah, I think Florida's in good shape.
Yeah,
for a 1 seed.
But
yeah.
If Florida wins the Ole Miss game and then loses to Tennessee though after the double bye, then what? Tennessee gets it back? They might. Yeah, they might. But I just think if you're a team that has beaten 2 number 1s and have 2 road wins against top 10 teams.
I'm more like, and I know we played a lot less like quad 1 games, but I mean, why does the SEC hate Florida? They screw us in football. In basketball, we went to Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky this year. None of those other Big 4 did that. I looked at and again, Auburn's out of conference.
Some of them had to play each other twice, though. That matters.
Yeah,
we only had to play them. We played Tennessee twice. Everyone else once.
Yeah, we have nobody to. I mean, that's a tough sketch. But anyway, it was a really good. Really, Clayton and Condon kind of took over that game last night.
Oh God, kind of is putting it mildly. At one point, they had 16 points, 8 for Clayton and 8 for Condon, and played the whole game that way.
And the second half, those 2 alley-oop dunks were like,
I think what sums up how
where'd he come from?
I think a stat that you could use to sum up how dangerous and good and talented and deep Florida is that the star on Saturday, who had a career high 6 3-pointers and 30 points, was AWOL from the offense last night.
Yeah,
Will Richard had some breakaway dunks, and he played a lot of minutes and he played good. He was he didn't have a bad game, but he didn't score and they didn't need him a bit.
Yeah.
The fact that these dudes went to Auburn and Alabama and won each game by basically, around double digits is super impressive. So,
well, they only won by 5, but
they built that 12, 14-point lead, or they wouldn't have won. If they had had a 5-point lead the whole game, they'd have lost that game in the end, or at least it would have gotten down to tied and back and forth. So, and Bill has said it. This is where it can relieve anxiety if you're prone to it, depending on who is picked from which league and how and where. But forget like Gator homerism or SEC snobbery.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Billis has been around the game for a daggum long time at every level, and he said last night the SEC this year is the best college basketball conference in the history of the sport.
Well, we're going to find out in the tournament, aren't we? That's going to be fun to see.
Take the SEC or the field?
Well, it's good. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd say it's 50-50.
That speaks, though, to a there is never in history that we would have said that about any league. Maybe the Big East in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
In the mid-'80s.
St. John's and Georgetown.
They were top-heavy.
Yeah. They had 3 number ones, didn't they? Or 4?
They had 3.
Okay. Anybody ever have all 4?
All 4 number ones?
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Any conference? All right, we're warming up. We'll get things cranked up. It's a busy day right here on The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. From pit road to victory lane.
Checkered flag is in the air.
This Sunday at Phoenix, NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, Underwoods has sold fine quality diamonds for a long time. Why is that important?
Frank, if you drew a line with the poorest diamonds with the lowest prices to the left and the highest quality to the right, our diamonds are at the far right end. Now, once we know the weight, the grading factors of cut, color, and clarity have to be considered. And the one that's talked about the least, but it's the most important to us, is the diamond's cut grade, because it has a huge implication on both the price and the beauty, and thus the value. I've bought diamonds for Underwoods for over 30 years, so I know what's out there, and the cut grade's just not important to most diamond sellers. That's really been the Underwood difference, because beautifully cut diamonds result in the most important thing they can do. They bring a joy of owning and wearing a diamond, not just today, but tomorrow and into the future. That's why it's important to us.
And it should be to you too, because nothing brings more joy than a diamond from Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra since 1928.
Hey, you can hear from Bow 9 Associates. You'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctor at each of their locations. They're being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world. Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. Currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area, and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. They're keeping the First Coast focused. That's Bow 9 Associates.
Jacksonville runs on dreams, and Haymaker Coffee is a local brand fueling the next generation. Keep each day strong with a Haymaker. Fuel for the morning hustle, the late night, and every step of the way. Bold flavors for the bold city. Online at haymakercoffeeco.com.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Elevate your happy hour at the new Dua Restaurant and Lounge on Bay Meadows Road. Inspired by the vibrant and diverse culinary traditions of the Mediterranean, Dua has a unique South Florida vibe and welcoming atmosphere. Savor handcrafted cocktails and delicious happy hour specials every Monday to Friday, 5 to 8 p.m. Whether kicking back after work or starting your night in style, Dua Restaurant and Lounge on Bay Meadows Road is where good times and great flavors meet. DuaLoungeJacks.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, congratulating 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week, Maya Brumley, senior lacrosse player at Sandalwood High. Maya's scholastic achievements include the National and English Honor Societies. Congratulations, Maya.
Hey, this is Coach Jason Gibson of your Jacksonville Sharks. I know the importance of a strong game plan, and that's exactly what I've got with Clay Solar Installation Partners. They did the install of the solar panels at my house, and I couldn't be happier. Lower energy bills, clean power, and a winning team that made the whole process easy. If you're looking to save money and go solar, trust the pros at Clay Solar. Call Karen at Clay Solar today and tell them that Coach Gibson sent you.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal conditions.
Ideal Conditions Heating and Air Conditioning is your go-to for all AC repairs and replacements. Just gas your AC. For exceptional service, call 904-500-COOL or visit idealconditionsjacks.com to schedule your estimate today.
Call 904-500-COOL.
Honk if you see us. Call for service.
Ideal Conditions.
Idealconditionsjacks.com.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scotty Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Call the deck guys if you want a brand new deck pavers or more. Call 904-813-2474.
TheDeckGuysJacks.com. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Back to the program. We're hanging out here on a Thursday. We got Bill Hickey in here, who is going to talk a little bit about the an annual event at the Players. One of the great, listen, there's so many good things about the Players. One of the great things about the Players is that what they do for the community. I think you would concur with that, right, Bill?
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us what's going on this weekend. It's the Veterans Job Fair for veterans, and it's, what, your 14th year, did you tell me?
14th year.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
One of the amazing things about it was when we first proposed this, you know, we had come up with the Jacksonville Military Veterans Coalition. We founded that, and we were looking for something to make a signature event annually. And Kathy Hurlbert, who was with us then, and Matt Rapp, and they graciously offered to have a space for us to have a job fair. They had never done it. And one of my good friends, Matt Toohey, graciously volunteered me to run the job fair. So
thank you, Matt.
And we've been doing it. This is our 14th year. It's amazing. It's free to everybody, and it's open to all veterans and any family member. So if your great uncle served in World War II, you're eligible. So it's going to be an amazing event.
And listen, it's a great opportunity to find jobs, employment. I mean, if you're looking for something, and you've got unbelievable companies I see that are participating. I mean, I can rattle them all off here, but it's almost, you got them all.
Yeah. I mean, we have international, national, and local companies. We have JSO, JFRD, and then the big guys, Morgan Stanley, Boeing.
You're catching people's ears right now. Let's just kind of reset the basics again. When and where to take part in this?
Sure. It's Saturday morning.
This Saturday
the 8th. It starts at 10. It's basically
at TPC?
At TPC in the Patriots Outpost tent, which is the venue for all veterans for the week.
Okay.
And it's right there off the basically off the 16th fairway.
Okay.
And it's
we broadcast there.
We've done a show there. We? Yeah. And it'll be from 10 to 2. I mean, you couldn't ask.
It's a great. Listen, there are a lot of complaints from people that they can't find work this or there's nothing that, and here's an opportunity to find out.
And what's cool about it is it's not just a job you provide support for veterans. It's another way to provide support for veterans.
Right. And there's companies there. There's going to be organizations there that that are just specifically geared to helping veterans. Wounded Warrior Program, Operation New Uniform. There's so it's not just to find jobs. It's also to get assistance in how to transition from military life to civilian life. There's going to be people there that can help people, give them interview tips, give them help with their resumes. So there's going to be professional headshots. There's a photographer set up where you can get free professional headshots.
Okay.
So it's really pretty cool.
Which is makes this especially beneficial as the title and the event goes for veterans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know you're a veteran, and I'm sure this it helps inspire you in what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I first got out, I'm a little bit longer in the tooth than the people that are getting out now, but
I wish you wouldn't say that, Bill. You're roughly my age.
Yes.
Accent on rough.
Yes. But so in the military, even if you've done a 20-year career, 25-year career, you never really have to interview. You go from one assignment to the next assignment based on your performance from the previous one. So then all of a sudden you get out and you don't have a resume. You've never had to interview for anything. It's really can be daunting.
What an awesome opportunity. I hope they're vets. And if they're vets in your life, in your scope, in your circle, let them know about this, especially if any of them have been complaining recently about any of these issues. What a tremendous asset and tool this is.
And also, like Bill said, if you have a family member who's a veteran and you're
everyone
looking for,
I mean, everybody's got a grandfather that was in the military somewhere.
Everybody's welcome, to be honest. We're just there trying to help people, and it's focused on veterans.
Sure.
But anyone in their family, in their orbit, we're just trying to make sure.
I know Big Jim spent some time in the brig up here in Jacksonville.
Brig.
Yeah. Darn right he did. So
yeah, it's just and the players, of course, the people at the tour and the players specifically couldn't be nicer, couldn't be more accommodating. It's just such a tremendous organization. They have the Military Appreciation Day on Tuesday.
And that's genuine and real, by the way. That's not all for show out there with them. They've been committed to the military before being committed to the military was cool.
Oh yeah.
This was actually the first job fair associated with a PGA Tour event.
Believable.
One of the few that's still going because a lot of people did it for, like you said, for
good town for
4 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is our 14th year.
That's awesome.
We've got veterans such as E. Can
sure.
come out.
E, you looking for a job change?
So he says the Coast Guard counts.
Coast Guard counts.
He said Coast Guard counts.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of you mooks, man.
We'll bring Coast.
So this is also then is disrespectful and inaccurate. The Navy JV.
Yeah, they be trying us. They call us puddle pirates and all of that stuff. The check still hit the same.
Sometimes the Coasties get out in that deep water, but they try to stay in the shore.
Yeah, that's why they're the Coast Guard. They guard that coast, D.
E, we going swimming later?
I'm like Mike Phelps out here
now. I know
now.
you are now.
It takes a special brand of moxie to join the Coast Guard not being able to swim.
That's my guy.
I mean, you're
remedial swim, baby.
You're begging. You're begging for a Cuba, Gooding Jr. role in a upcoming film when you take that.
I also feel like they don't have a lot of tolerance for it. So when they go to teach you to swim, they just throw you in.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Say paddle.
If this guy can't swim, the rest of you, let's work on our saving exercise.
They had me in there with a noodle, man.
Did you have some glasses on, little
the goggles, bro?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's how they train the rescue swimmers. They send E in, and then someone has to go pick him out.
I was negatively buoyant, so I go straight down.
E, did you ever at any point have to put your tactical skills to use? Did you ever enter the water in an emergency situation or anything like that? No. No.
E, I just want to know one thing.
Talk to me.
In your time in the Coast Guard, did you ever, on any day, when you were out on the ship,
the 270-foot cutter,
the cutter,
Thetis,
and you had your binocs out, did you ever say, "It's a great day at sea, sir"?
Man, no. Because I was a non-rate, man, and I hated being a non-rate.
You never said that?
Oh, sir.
It's a great day at sea, sir.
I was captain for a day, though. I was captain for a day.
Where'd you guys go on your captain day?
Oh, I had swim call all day. Reveille was at 7 a.m., swim call as soon as Reveille, and we was out. It was hanging out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What I'd do is I'd take the boat just far enough out that you can't see land, turn around and come back so that I can be the first one to go, land ho!
Like that, too. That would be fun. All right, so that's coming up this Saturday. It's open to anybody. Do you need any kind of like ticket or anything?
No ticket needed. Parking is free.
Okay.
So basically, recommend that you come in business casual attire. If a little bit more dressed up, if you want to get a headshot, bring your resume.
Okay.
And if you don't feel confident in your resume, that's great. Bring it, and we'll help you.
They'll help you.
We'll help you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, this is the only time this will ever happen, and this is sitting right here, right now. We have Braves, Mets, and Phillies all represented.
That's right.
So, huge Philly fan.
Sometimes we get Junior on, and that happens.
Yeah.
Junior
gets physical, though.
He tries to.
Yeah. Bill won't get physical.
No. Yeah, it behooves Junior not to at this stage, probably.
But, yeah.
Like all of us.
Yeah. You hurt your hand.
Something would hurt.
Just hurt your hand. But, so we're ready for how you feeling about your club?
Feel excellent.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like.
You didn't get a lot of all the spotlight was on the Mets this offseason, right? So you and the Braves kind of off to the side, but you went and got another starting pitcher who gave up 3 home runs yesterday, which was nice to see in a row while your manager watched that. That's just me. Your star first baseman says he's willing to go back to the outfield.
If they can pull in a great first baseman, I would.
I guess they were trying to get Alonso.
He mentioned it. They had the same age. They got Boris. So, but Vladdy next year might be the guy. Everybody wants Vladdy, so that would be interesting. But there's a big article, by the way, on first baseman in ESPN in the fall of first baseman and why they're not important anymore. It's amazing.
What is the rationale behind it?
Because more first basemen have won. It's just Alonso's a perfect example. Like Alonso didn't get a deal. Why? Because the emphasis is now like on defense and they'll put anybody there, and
so they don't want power from the corner position anymore. Because that's what first base was.
I know.
Hit 240 and 20 homers and you're good.
I know.
Yeah. Corner infielders, corner outfielders.
I mean, there's been a lot of first basemen in the majors in the last 20 years that have carried about a 200 average, but 30 homers.
Yes,
a lot of them,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yeah. So it'll be. But the bell rings here at the end of the month, and we'll be off and running for a summer of fun.
Yeah, I'd be willing to stack my fills up against either of your squads.
Okay. Well, you stacked them up last year. How'd that work out for you?
You'll get to.
Woo!
How'd that work out when I was sitting there at Citi Field watching Francisco Lindor hit that grand slam?
That was brutal.
How did that work for you?
That was brutal.
Okay. It's the only time Jeff probably pulling for the Phils all year.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I can't. It all rolls together. I can't remember who won who beat who. I just know what we did.
He just knows that he doesn't want to see the Phillies in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I want another chance to rightfully, assume the position.
See, he can do it. He can jump in. All right. Well, good luck.
We only listen, and you guys can talk amongst yourself, but we're only recognizing recent champions. We'll talk to the Dodgers if they need to chat.
Is that what we go to now? Recent?
Yeah. That's just a couple of years.
Is that the word? Couple or 3?
Couple. I'd say couple. Yeah.
Right.
We haven't started the third yet.
All right.
It's been a couple of years since we won.
Couple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, 3. It has been 3.
You won in 21, right?
21, yeah. 22, 20. Yeah, this is 25, not 4.
Yeah.
It's been terrible. I mean, we've only won the division a couple of times.
3 straight exits. That's 3 straight early playoff exits.
There. Well. I mean,
all right.
It's going to be hard to get under my skin. I've got by far the best team of
by
the
far
two of us.
Far and away.
Of the 2 of us. It's not even close.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe not this year. I'm just saying. As far as
okay.
But I would be. I would think that we do this year too.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. It'll be fun. Good to see you this weekend, Saturday, 10 to 2. Patriots Outpost right by 16. Go out and it's a great thing, a veterans job fair. And thanks for all you do. 14 years of doing that.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
I'll be there, so if anyone wants to come
go
up,
say hi to Bill. Go talk Phillies with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or taunt him if you're a Braves or Mets fan. That would be even better.
Probably more likely.
All right. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5.
Doc Murphy's next.
Thanks.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Players Championship is the biggest PGA Tour event you can win.
If you can't make it to the Players, let 1010XL bring the players to you with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors.
The Deck Guys.
And Taco Lou.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam! time.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses and fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Happy New Year from Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Start 2025 off right by keeping your car running smoothly. Whether you're traveling for work or heading out on a weekend getaway, their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle is in top shape. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule maintenance, repairs, or tire service. With Big Chief Tire's trusted care, you'll tackle every journey ahead with peace of mind. Start the year strong. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Amelia Tucker, senior varsity track and field and soccer player at Wilson High. Amelia is involved with student government and is a member of the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Amelia.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. Are you tired of wrestling with your old shower curtain? Then say goodbye to the curtain chaos and hello to a new frameless shower enclosure. Wago Glass is clear, classy, and won't stick to you like a toddler at bedtime. Plus, it makes your bathroom look bigger and brighter. Upgrade your shower experience and step into style. Call me at Baker Glass and get ready to love your new glass shower enclosure. Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings, priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res today. Let me tell you something. I've used Zero Res numerous times. I love them. I love them. I love when I see that truck outside my house because I know my house is going to smell good, look good, feel good. That's what Zero Res does, and they do everything, right? But this month, get one room Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner, starting at just $53. You'll take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Look, don't forget about those air ducts. They're like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Call Zero Res right now, 287-5727, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them you want the station special. Tell them Danny Boy sent you. They'll take good care of you. Zero Res, spell it forwards and backwards. The right way to clean.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, blackened redfish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Jewington Creek Road.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
You know him, you love him. Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Nobody better. se-ortho.com.
Doc, something happened to me when I was running the river run, and I want to ask you about. Run's a loose term. When I was doing the river run. And I can remember this used to happen to me when I ran, and I don't know if there's something that's, is it a problem? Is it problematic? Is it something you should be doing different? My fingers swell up. My hands and my fingers swell. Like when I get about 6 miles in, it's to the point it's almost uncomfortable. It's made my wedding ring has become uncomfortable. And I can remember that happening when I was running regularly. Is there something that you're doing wrong that is happening, or what's behind that?
Well, it could be a hydration issue. Some of that plays into it, but
the 6 beers I had Friday, that would have made it worse.
Yeah, that dehydrates you actually. But it's a normal thing.
Okay.
It's just peripheral vascular.
And then it kind of just dies down once you're done. Now, as I ran, because it was happening, I don't know if this worked or you're supposed to, but I actually ran for a while with my hands. Does that work? Will it get the blood back down in your? If you put your hands above your head?
No.
It
looks good.
Just look like an idiot for my quarter mile running around like this, shaking my hand, jazz hands above my head.
It only works if you, while you do that, go, put your hands in the air, shake them all around.
Yeah, I did jazz hands up there.
You got to do that. Doc, we got some bad news on the Gator baseball team. First, let me ask you this question. This can't be good, right? It's called the second opinion. And so I was thinking of this. If you're getting a second opinion, it's because you didn't like the first opinion. Is that correct? Or you're hoping that the first opinion is wrong because it's not good news. That is what I'm surmising from one of the Florida pitchers who's getting a, quote, second opinion on an injury, which tells me that, oh, boy, this is going to be a lengthy one.
Yeah, he's probably got a labral tear and he needs it fixed.
Yeah.
He's maybe trying to find some other options. But, there are options sometimes. If it's not a displaced tear, and you can do PRP, try to get things to heal. But in these throwers, if they have some loose, they all have a little looseness to their shoulder.
Yeah.
Once you get the labral tear, now you lose another 30% of the stability because that labrum's not there holding the ball in the socket, and they have trouble. So it's generally going to need fixed.
I feel sorry for this kid. He's missed basically 2 years with different. He's a big left-hander. He's like 6'7". He's one of Florida's guys, and he's missed the last 2 years. He's finally got going at the end of last year. And now he had shoulder surgery last year. I don't know what the injury is. I don't know what it is. I just heard he's getting a second opinion. I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
And I'd like to give a shout out just of notation. And because, Doc, I want to ask you, I've never known this to be true, but I want to ask, maybe you can clarify this. But football players are just built different than the rest of the athletes because, a quarterback can break his rib. He can break 3 ribs, and he'll play Sunday. But a catcher breaks a rib, and we'll see in 2 months. What is there a difference there? Is it because of the padding and the protection and, that you can work around maybe? Like, football players play hurt a lot more than these other dudes. I do know that.
Yeah, baseball players tend to not play through a lot of things, but it's hard to swing a bat. It's hard to rotate.
6 weeks, 4 to 6 is that conservative if you've got a broken rib? The Braves have a catcher, Sean Murphy. Sorry, and he's brittle.
Murphy.
Yeah. Well, he has a Sean Murphy, literally. You could retire, by the way, if this was your Sean Murphy.
Quite honestly, I think Doc could retire.
Yeah, Doc, that's true. That's fair. Maybe Sean Murphy could retire. No, but he got hit, right? He got hit by pitch, and he's got a fractured rib, and 4 to 6 weeks. He's just been. This is a guy who has missed a lot of time in the last couple of years. Just when the hope was, all right, he had these fluke injuries. Get a full healthy year of him, and he's going to regain the status as one of the top. Maybe even 5 catchers in the game. That's what they was known as when he got there, and had a great first half of the first year, and he's been injured. And impotent pretty much since then. So the 4 to 6, it's
a long time, really, unless it's a displaced fracture.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I doubt it too. It's a pain thing, and in general, probably 3 weeks he's feeling pretty good. If he takes another shot, it's not going to feel good, but the risk of further harm to him is
not like a
minimal.
quarterback getting sacked every other play, right?
Exactly.
You got to get hit with a ball, really, for it to be. So, 4 to 6.
You can't run into the catchers anymore, so it's.
The Braves are really putting to test the theory. We're good. Nothing to see here. They're putting it to the test. I'll admit, as a Braves fan, they're really riding. Nothing to see here. We're good. We don't need anything. Another starter. We're good. Bullpen. We're good. Backup catcher. Darnell. Oh, no, we're good. Chadwick Trump going to trot out there for game 1. Chadwick Trump. He sounds like a villain in like a Hong Kong Phooey cartoon.
You're in good shape if you got Chadwick catching.
Don't you worry about us. When do we get your sorry selves down there with Chadwick on you? I think Chadwick had a big game against you. It might have been the Cubs. He had called up one game. He had 3 doubles and 3 at-bats. I know too much Brave stuff.
The Gators also lost an outfielder. I think he has a labrum tear to injury. He's out for the year. So let me ask you a question about labrum tears because my son went through one. Are some worse than others? Or if it's torn, and you got to fix it?
Yes, if it's displaced and pulled off, then you see it's avulsed or pulled off the bone. It's certainly worse. But some are non-displaced, and you can try and get them to heal.
Okay,
and
without the surgery.
And that's why we try and rehab them, PRP them, whatever you can get to do to heal.
But if you have the surgery, then it's a torn labrum. Is a torn labrum or not necessarily? Or is there more of a, in other words, what do you do? Do you put like anchors in there? Is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like wall anchors that are calcium based.
Do some get I had to put 10 anchors in there, and I'd only put 3 anchors in there. So is that a way to measure the severity of a torn labrum?
It is, but timing of getting it to heal doesn't change a whole lot depending on how many anchors you put in.
Okay. All right. It's interesting. It's fascinating stuff, quite honestly. Christian Kirk got released yesterday, and obviously he's missed 2 years, but kind of fluky. I mean, he broke his collarbone trying to make a catch, so he landed on it, and that happened. So I don't necessarily consider that, but I wonder how much they factor into that, the injury stuff, in terms of releasing them. Remember the year before he had that core injury when he twisted weird against the Bengals on that night game here in Jacksonville. So he ended up missing time both seasons, but good football player, obviously making a lot of money. But do the injuries, I guess, age, injuries, those factor into your decision making?
Well, as a doctor looking at it for the new, potential team,
yes,
you certainly look over that. But exactly to your point, his injuries aren't torn ACL and arthritis of his knees and ankles such that it's going to be a chronic problem.
Mm-hmm.
These things have healed and gone away. So guys are prone to injury sometimes, but that's really not a factor for doctors looking at players.
All right, let's move on to the potential replacements. I think a guy who will be at top of the list is coming off an injury that cost him his season. So tell us where a dislocated ankle stands on, as you go through time. How much does that limit you compared maybe to some other injuries? Because Chris Godwin did have a dislocated ankle. For some reason, I was thinking it was ACL last year, but it was dislocated ankle for Godwin. It happened, I believe, in mid-October. He did have surgery. Was that pretty standard? And so what can you expect him? There's a lot of talk. I've read about Godwin in the last 24 hours, especially that, it may be a 1-year prove-it deal with Tampa or anywhere to get the next big deal. At one point when he was talking to Tampa before the injury, he was a guy that was going to be asking for $20-25 million a year, and now it seems 2 years, $30 million might be more in line. So he would certainly be affordable for the Jags. But back to the question for the expert, and that's a dislocated ankle, surgery for it last October. What is it? What kind of outlook does that provide?
So far worse and more concerning than any of Christian Kirk's injuries. So you dislocate your ankle, the bones slide across one another, and you can damage the cartilage surfaces and develop arthritis down the road. So that'd be my big worry for him. 2 of them, you have a chronically loose ankle now, or you damaged it when you dislocated it, and now you're going to have arthritis that's going to bother you as a career problem.
When you dislocate the ankle, when it happens, does the doctor pop it back in or not necessarily?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If the blood flow is compromised, if you don't have a good pulse, then yes, you would relocate it right away.
Okay.
Sometimes if you get them right away and you see it, yes, you do it before they really know what happened to them.
Okay.
And you can straighten it out before he really knows what happened.
Okay.
Because once he knows it is a little uncomfortable when you're doing that. So if you can get it right away, yes, I would try and do it.
Okay.
Well, the Bucs are going to franchise tag Godwin, and he does become available, but that's a little concerning hearing you describe that.
Yeah, I'd certainly have him scrub and look at that.
Yeah,
look at his ankle?
It is possible that he could be the same player that he was.
Yes.
Cooper Kupp also had ankle injuries. So
I think he may have had the ACL 1 year. I don't know. I'm not sure. Cooper Kupp is older and more beat up. I mean, if I'm deciding between Godwin and Kupp, that's an easy choice for me.
He had a high ankle sprain. Will wear a cast. This happened last year for at least the next week to assist in minimizing any swelling before he begins rehab. Not season ending. However, he underwent tightrope surgery on his ankle to repair the injury.
He came back in the playoffs. Kupp.
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't do anything.
No.
He had a 3 games at the end of the year where he literally
didn't look the same.
That's fair. If he's, again, that's just one it's hard to trust.
Yeah.
But it's easy to make these, these tie-ins because our guys have come from these organizations. I will say this when it comes to, the Bucs, even though they have, aren't going to franchise him, still want to bring Godwin back.
Yeah.
So they will be a part of that. And this, if there's any team that they'd like to poke in the eye with the pin he's signing with, it will be the Jags after the way the Cohen thing went down. So
No doubt.
Getting Godwin may be harder for the Jags than it would be for another team.
Anything else, Doc? We covered?
We're good.
Yeah. What do we got today, Doc?
They need the players. I'm in the office over at Center One.
All right, Center One.
Oh, good.
Go visit Doc Murphy. Say hello.
JackSportsDoc.com. Thank you, Doc.
Thanks, boys.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Wonder what Frank Frangie would be doing if he wasn't on 1010XL?
Came to LA to be an actor, failed miserably. Got a job hosting a local TV game show, failed moderately. Then he started to represent professional athletes and almost succeeded.
Frank Frangie, weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scotty Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer and handcrafted cocktails, all in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape. And you're home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane Grill and Wings. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out. You need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house. Because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
My name is Ann. I'm 67 years old. I lost 25 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. I have so much more energy. I feel at least 20 years younger. I can run up the stairs now where it was a little bit hard for me. My knees would always hurt. I had shoulder pain. I've had elbow pain. I think it's all pretty much from the weight that I had on my body, on my frame. It feels amazing that Awaken 180 offers free maintenance for life. The fact that I have free coaching when the weight loss process is over is absolutely amazing to me.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Less joint pain, more energy, reducing medications. The benefits of losing weight with Awaken 180 are endless. The ability to maintain that weight loss, priceless. Free support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Mia O'Brien here for Pro Jax Roofing. Here at the Superstation, we talk a lot about pros. Pro football, pro baseball, pro basketball, pro sports. But if you want a true pro when it comes to your roof, you should call Mike with Pro Jax Roofing. Mike's been in the roofing biz for well over 25 years, and when you call, you don't get a recording, you get Mike himself. Find Mike's cell on ProJaxRoofingFL.com. That's ProJaxRoofingFL.com. Don't rely on the third string option. Call in the starter with Mike at Pro Jax Roofing.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to DreamfindersHomes.com for more details.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by First Coast YMCA. The JU men's basketball team is heading to the ASUN Championship semifinals tonight. The fourth-seeded Dolphins will make their third semifinals appearance in 4 years after dominating Eastern Kentucky Monday. They take on number 2 North Alabama tonight as they look to return to the final for the first time since 2022. Listen live at 7 on 1010 a.m. The number 5 Florida men's basketball team beat number 7 Alabama by 5 last night to mark their second victory on the road against a top 10 program this season. The Gators clinch the 2 spot in the SEC tournament next week and finish out the regular season Saturday against Ole Miss. Catch play-by-play at 7 on 92.5 FM. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 51 degrees at 8 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox deal on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. Yeah. Yeah. We got sports concepts, sports rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. And what we love about the drill for you Googans out there is we love to hand out a prize pack at the end of the drill, and we hand out something that he refers to as razzle dazzle. E, what are we handing out today, please, sir?
I got a pair of VIP tickets to the Celtic Music Festival, the Celtic Music and Heritage Festival. That's happening on March 8th and March 9th, downtown St. Augustine.
Doc Rivers will be there. Kevin Garnett will be there.
Wow.
D. Brown will be on hand as well.
Rondo.
Yeah, Rajon Rondo.
What about Larry Bird?
Larry Bird's not making it this year, unfortunately. Diana Rossini reporting the Seahawks would like a first and a third for DK Metcalf. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, nah.
And he's also wants a new contract around $30 million a year. Well, DK, we love you, but
I know, right?
we're gonna have to take a pass. I love you. I love your dog. I love you being a dog, DK, but that's gonna be a no. That's gonna be a how about no?
I try to tell my man, it started before he's ever even available.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. It's a lot of maintenance with DK Metcalf, it feels like.
Yeah.
And by the way, when we do have this, and this is fair to say, we're so used to posturing our conversations about adding weapons coming from just a barren landscape. We do have a number one guy already. That's big. Like, we have a number one receiver. Whoever we get is a complimentary player. And so we've always been in search of the guy. Well, we finally found him. We've got a guy. We got a number one guy. The Jags passing game was always good with Jimmy Smith. Didn't matter who was over there. It was best when it was Keenan McCardell, but having an established, soon-to-be dog at the position means you don't have to, spend every penny to get a guy like DK Metcalf. You have a DK Metcalf already. So we'll see how it plays out. This is just part of the decision, right?
As I mentioned to Doc Murphy, the Gator baseball team, 2 big injuries. Kyle Jones we lost for the year, an outfielder in Coppola. I always get his name wrong. The big lefty is getting a second opinion on. So that's Aiden King will start this weekend, though.
He's the local. Bishop Snyder.
Jump right into the rotation, and they go to Tennessee next week. So SEC play begins next week. They're off and running. So good stuff coming up. They did win last night. They beat them FAU midweek. And FAU has a player played here last year for Kyle Boylston, who played football and baseball. He's a kid who played baseball at St. John's and football at Trinity.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Boy. Give me one statement that tells you how much high school athletics have changed.
Yeah.
It seems unfathomable. Well, you could play sports for one team and a different sport for a different.
He sure did.
Without like for more than a year he did this, or did he just do it like
No, I think he did that
year in and year out?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible. I guess I don't know. Maybe he went to I don't know.
Probably homeschool. I don't know.
I
don't know.
That
I never
doesn't-
really looked into it. I just obviously everybody knew about it, so it was in terms of the high school world, and it was okay. So
Speaking of homeschooled star athletes, our man Timmy Tebow going to be a girl dad. I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tim and his wife Demi are having a little girl, and so I think that's what did I see was due June? Is that could that be right? Is it that soon?
I don't know.
Got to be coming up sometimes here in the summertime, and
that's unfortunate. I was hoping for a quarterback.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing like.
Congrats, we'll have a great softball.
Nothing like taking ownership over someone else's offspring, but yeah, we kind of wanted a boy. Timmy, do better. No, congrats to. I've spent a lot of time around those guys in some charity ways, some foundational ways, and just two great people, man. It's almost sickening how nice and good those two are and what they're doing, right? They're really, really money where their mouth is when it comes to this trafficking situation in particular. So
our guy is kicking it around a little bit here with some concepts and rationalizations. Our guy Dan Patrick, I think he's getting ready to retire, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's
you ruined him for me years ago.
It down.
I've never forgiven you for that.
But he's gotten in his old age, and maybe I'll experience this as well. But sometimes he's doing a little TMI stuff in terms of. Like he was talking with, he had Woody from Cheers on.
Okay.
And so he's talking to Woody, and he goes, you probably don't remember this, but me and Darius Rucker came by your place like 15 years ago in the Village, and you had the weed out, the sweet stinky, and we were smoking it, and it was strong. And I mean,
you probably shouldn't bring that stuff up. What are you doing? Are you trying to be the cool kid now that you're 70?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. And now.
And by the way, if I'm Woody, I don't know if I appreciate that.
Woody don't
care.
He
just laughed.
Yeah.
Did he remember?
Not really.
Yeah.
He remembered Darius Rucker. He didn't remember the sidekick.
Yeah, fair.
And then now I'm reading this headline: Dan Patrick, Ian Eagles share funny stories on drinking with Bill Raftery. I mean, what are we doing, Dan?
I used to be a party guy.
What's happening here? E, do you have any stories you want to share?
Yeah, no, none at the moment, my boy. None at the moment.
He only tells the ones from the last 48 hours. It'd be too much to remember.
the Coast Guard story is a little longer than that, but yeah, y'all get the drift.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting an update here. There's a bad wreck on San Jose North,
man.
but I'm not getting anything on the text line. Usually, if it's a big traffic situation, looks like a motorcyclist was hit. Man, all our Googans out there, you moto Googans, put a helmet on, man.
Yeah.
I know you're allowed. You have the freedom to not to. It just doesn't make any daggum sense, man.
Right.
And I'm pro motorcycle. Y'all knock yourself out, have at it. But golly, man, put a helmet on. But anywho. Somebody was asking me who I was talking to. I may have been talking to the bit man yesterday. We're just talking about the business in general, and the bit man. He's always trying to, it just drives him crazy that what we do is so sustaining here, right? And it's remained as viable and as fun and as popular, through the years. So he's always like, people don't consume media without being, on an app or this. I said, you know what we have, though? You're talking about young people. He's talking about his kid. I'm sure he doesn't listen to y'all show. Well, okay. But I told him what we have, and it really is a phenomenon. It would be like if we did a 30 for 30 on the drill, it would be fun to do this if you had it. But we have such a strong contingent in this audience of, I call them backseatigans. Kids who were driving in with mom or dad either to work or being taken to school, who heard frickin' frack here, Dumb and Dumber, infotaining them morning after morning. And we have such a healthy, young nucleus of like 24 to 35-year-olds who, again, were backseatigans, man. I mean, they were, their dad, Mr. Hicken, screaming again. Still doing it after all these years.
Shout out to the Ponte Vedra boys basketball team. Triple overtime state semis winners. And they go to the state championship game.
And if you were, and you've kept up more on the high school scene than I have, but if you were handicapping our local team's chances of winning, like from the best chance,
I wouldn't pick Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, you would have had Ponte Vedra at the top. And
Ponte Vedra's, I think,
kind of a gritty year, isn't it?
I think Uncle Ben may be a hell of a coach because
Ben has been in here with us.
Uncle Ben gets them to the Final Four every year.
This was supposed to be kind of a rebuild, right?
Yeah, well, they always have good players, but they play a real good team. They play defense there, and he's carried on the tradition that they had started. But, I mean, I think this is...
How did Little Richie do his freshman year?
Little Richie played at Emory and Henry. He did well. He got minutes.
On the court?
Yeah, he got like 15 minutes a game.
And how's our guy KJ doing at JU? Is he playing much?
KJ's on the court every game. He's definitely learning the nuances. I guess probably a little bit faster for him, a little faster game.
You have a lot more time to get that shot off in high school. And you got to get used to that.
But think about KJ, man. He
never seen a shot he's afraid to take.
He'll let it rip.
Good for him.
He's
got to shoot.
He's a shooter guy.
Shooter's going to shoot.
Shooter's going to shoot.
Two guys that we brought you through the Lockett Law High School report through the years. There's a ton more that are off playing different.
I think Uncle Ben must be.
That's impressive. Now, who do they play in the final?
They got a tough one in the final.
Didn't they have a tough one in the semi?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But one of my buddies.
Are they like top Division II, Ponte Vedra? What class are they?
I think they're probably like 6A.
Yeah, so pretty high.
Blanche Ely is who they will play. From Pompano, right?
From Pompano.
Pompano Beach. It used to be called Pompano Beach, Ely.
I believe E told me that Patrick Peterson went there.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah.
Is that not Kenny Boynton? Did he not go there also, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
Pompano Beach, Ely?
Anyway, we're talking about high school sports and the greatness of high school sports in different areas of the country. Like, I would say in our area, high school football is still the king, right? But Texas high school football is a big deal, right? They'll get 15, 20. They got their own stadiums, right? Indiana high school hoops because of Hoosiers and the tradition there is a big deal. Iowa high school wrestling, huge deal. But I'm seeing this one thing. Somebody says, nothing compares to Minnesota high school hockey tournament. It's a statewide holiday. It begins early this morning. It's broadcast all across the state.
I'm here for that. That sounds fun.
People with no skin in the game call in sick to attend 4 days of elite-level hockey. Many participants go on to become businessmen, lawyers, teachers, doctors, a plethora of other things. Others go on to become professionals and Olympians. Seniors chasing one final memory, creating a legacy. To freshmen making a name for themselves, all with one goal, represent the logo on the front of the sweater. It's beautiful. It's competitive sport in its purest form. Good luck to all the teams. And they're
statewide.
And they're showing a picture of, I mean, if this is If this is a high school state championship,
How many high? Yeah, the
they're
crowd.
playing like where the
it looks like you're at a
where the North Stars play.
Yeah, no, I've heard
or
that
the
before
Wild
about
or whatever they are. I mean, it is packed. So pretty cool stuff.
That's cool.
All right, what do we got on the
ahead.
phone line? What do we got?
Yeah, activate.
Who is this?
I just call me Bill, because I've got to. You were talking about Jeff was talking about how y'all got to follow the young people who have come up listening.
Yes.
In the back seat.
Yep.
I've got a son who is we'll call him a local law enforcement officer.
Okay.
And he told me one time. He said, "Dad, if somebody does something dumb, and I got to miss the Dan Hicken arrival, they're getting a ticket."
There you go. It's the back seat again. There we go.
See you, Googans, at 7 o'clock. Behave yourselves out there. 7 a.m.
Don't do it. He's pulling out the pen and paper.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Great
Appreciate
story. Made my day.
And now we know who we need to be pulling us over if that occurrence ever happens as well. So, again, just another example of a back seat again who's gone on to bigger and better things.
One other thing. I was watching the Gator game last night, and I sometimes, you something happens and you wonder out loud, and I was sitting there thinking there was 1.2 seconds left in the game, and Nate Oates called timeout. 1.6 seconds.
You know what I thought he was going to do? I thought he was going to empty his bench and put the seniors in.
Well, I think he did put a walk on in.
Maybe that's what it was. I'm okay with that. You get on the floor.
Knowing if that was the case. But otherwise, I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, I give you for a smart player, it seemed awful selfish what Sears did at the end of the game.
But
I mean, you're down 6-8 points, and twice in a row you take the drive with 10 and 4 seconds to go. We got a jack of 3 here, son.
Yeah.
Because if you hit look, you're down 6 or 8. If you hit a 3 and get a steal, I mean,
they got within 5.
I think they got to 4. I think they got to 4. But again, we're quibbling there.
Yeah.
Florida, I will say that. Now look, we could have had one of those situations.
I did feel like this at one point, and I did tweet this out, so I know I felt like it. Show some poise, Florida.
And they did.
Because there's a couple trips down the court where there was I noted this because I was talking with Brooks. There was like 2:37 to go.
Okay.
And we had about a 8 or 9 point lead.
Yeah.
And I go,
they hit a 3.
I go, it's too early.
Yeah.
Too early to sit on the lead.
Yeah.
And we ran the clock down and took I think Will Richard fired one up that possession. And I'm like, what are we doing? And then they came down. And
I think Sears hit the 3.
Yeah,
actually
and I
put
was
it to 4.
So, that part
I'll tell you where I thought.
Annoyed me.
You know what's funny?
And that's when I thought we got to show a little poise, keep playing, we're fine. Their offense was beautiful last night.
Here's where I got nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to stand by this, and it didn't happen last night. They rallied, and my doomsday prophecy was held off.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a stretch there too where they had that lead. It was started about 9 or 10 points, and they missed 3 straight free throws.
Yeah,
like Hout missed one, like the second of 2, and then we missed the front end of one. Then we missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and then we missed the first of 2. But then they made like their last 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But that is a situation like that. That you get a tournament game, you got a 3-point lead because they had to go to the line and hit free throws, or they would have been within a made 3-pointer by Bama of it being a 1-possession game. I mean, it's you seem pretty comfy going to the free throw line up 4 or 5, but you better, if you don't hit them both, then they jack a 3, and now it really gets tight. But to win 2 road games against top 10 teams, it's never happened in the history of the program.
Right.
To beat 2 number 1 teams in the same year. I mean, they had never beaten a number 1 team ever.
Yeah.
They did it twice in the same year. I don't understand. Somebody who's got a much better analytics background than me and who understands college basketball better than me has to tell me how Florida is. Forget the 4th 1 seed. They ought to be the 2nd 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got wins over 2 number 1s. They won at Alabama and at Auburn, 2 top 10 teams on the road. They went 3-1 against those 3 teams from the SEC that have really been top 5 all year long. All 3 of them have been number 1 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat all 3 of them at 3-1 in the round robin. So, yeah, I think I think Florida really going to have to blow it. They're going to have to lose to Ole Miss at home and then lose their first game in the SEC to fall out of the 1 spot. I think that if they beat Ole Miss, then some teams should just go ahead and be declared. And I think they're one of them that Alabama has lost its right. They lost to Tennessee, they lost to Auburn, they lost to Florida. They may lose to Auburn again this week. So you're not a 1 seed. You're still dangerous, but you're not a 1 seed.
Yeah, I didn't like when Lenardi jumped Tennessee over us.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I know Tennessee. Here's what's happened to Florida. The other teams in the league have way better non-conference. They all have non-conference wins over like a Houston and Florida.
Ours just didn't work out that way.
Right.
We played them, but they weren't good.
That's correct.
And there's some of that if you go back and look at their schedule this year, Florida's schedule. When we played them, they weren't ranked, but they eventually,
some of them got a little better.
But I will say, like I was saying, Auburn has earned everything it's gotten, and I'll tell you,
they got like 17 quad one wins.
I'll give you their out of because I was looking at their out of conference. They played everybody, man. They played Houston, okay. They played Iowa State. They played North Carolina when they were ranked 12th. They played Duke. So they played They played Purdue. That was out of conference. Yeah, for Auburn.
Yeah.
So they played everybody.
Right.
And then they won the SEC.
North Carolina. By the way, if you played North Carolina, I don't care what you played the same North Carolina we did. So that's an equal.
Correct.
That gets the same matchup. It doesn't matter what they're ranked at the time. It's what they are now.
Like I said, Duke, Iowa State,
and they won.
Houston.
Well, they beat Iowa State and Houston.
Yeah.
Which from probably the third best basketball league going.
Right.
So yeah, and look, Alabama, I believe, beat Houston also.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And Tennessee, I know, beat.
Sears, by the way, is very, very. He's college version of Brunson. He is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Jay Billis nailed that. I mean, he is.
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, very.
I didn't hear him say that. He's not as good as Brunson.
No.
Well, right. That's it. And I'm ready now. I'm ready for another one. I'm now the king of comp. That's what I call myself. I'm going to gloss myself king of the comps because I nailed that Brunson Sears. Really since last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you who and it's hard to find it exactly. I'll tell you who Walter Clayton reminds me of.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, E.T., I'll tell you who Walter Clayton Jr. reminds me of.
Talk to me.
When each are at their best, I'll tell you who he reminds me an awful lot of. Jamal Murray. Real similar games.
Okay.
Real similar builds. They can shoot. They're also surprisingly explosive if they drive.
Jamal Murray left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
Okay, so both righty?
They're both righty. They're just similar. Just the way they move. They just, not the exact same guy. But that's who he reminds me of. He won't be as good as Jamal Murray, I don't think.
Shout out to Al Horford getting interviewed last night in the middle of the talking about the Celtics story's history when he yelled at Derek White, "Hey, you see the Gators won?"
Where's Derek White? What's he? Illinois?
I don't know. College please for Derek White.
This is one of those where they all go to like Duke or Kentucky. You just don't remember them because they were there for half a year and barely played.
Colorado. I don't remember him at Colorado.
Yeah. So, it's the Illinois of the West.
All right, we got to grab a break. 641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct. You tell them what they're going to win.
A pair of VIP tickets to the Celtic
Speaking of the
Heritage
Celtics,
Festival.
Al Horford will not be there. He's playing in season, but there will be some other great Celtics at the.
I know. I think it's Celtic, and I think this has to do with like cabers and kilts. Yeah, not shamrocks and leprechauns.
When that's going down March 8th and March 9th, downtown St. Augustine. Hit me up right now.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Play-by-play just makes everyday life better.
I did not see this one coming.
Get the most play-by-play on 1010XL, Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, Hicken, my friends at Beard's Diamonds. I want to tell you about Beard's Diamonds, man. One thing I love about our city, we take care of our own, right? Beard's Diamonds is going to take care of you because Beard's Diamonds is our own. The Lupo family's been here. They've been serving Jacksonville for 40-plus years, and they're local. They're not, connected to Wall Street. They're not owned by big Wall Street companies. Beards will run circles around the big chains, man. Massive diamond inventory. They got all the shapes, all the sizes. They win on price every day. They don't have extra markups to please Wall Street or pay commission salespeople. In fact, Beards guarantees to beat any national chain store on any price. So here's all you got to do. Don't buy anywhere until you get a second opinion at Beards. Look, Beards is where you need to be. Don't buy a diamond in Jacksonville without seeing your best option at Beard's Diamonds. Beard's Diamonds, gang. Easy to get to right there at the St. John's Town Center.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 50% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
Joe C. for Florida Home AC, and now's the time to tune up that heating and AC unit. Take advantage of their $69 seasonal tune-up special. Keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, we're staying alive. Yes, we are. I ran it by her. I didn't want to do the surprise. I think we're going to take a pass.
What'd she say?
I think we're going to take a pass.
Okay.
That's good by me. I got no interest in the bald-headed woman in person. If it were the actual Bee Gees, okay, well, we'll talk. All right, from the Texan Design My Lifetime Enclosures here on a custom tree surgeon's Thursday. 20-year-old here. Listen to the drill every morning since my dad drove me to school now. More back seat again, check again. Listen to you for years going to Assumption and Bishop Kenny.
Shout out.
Dad, why does he call himself Hacker? In other words, just from listening to the station all the time. So a bunch of people checking in who fall into that backseat category. We should have some T-shirts made. I'm a backseat again. We probably got a bunch of people like 18 to 30 right now walking around these streets whose parents inflicted upon them us.
Inflicted.
Yes. Inflicted them. Inflicted us on them.
I like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Watched The Substance last night. Nah, we told you not to.
No.
Yeah, we told you not to.
What'd they say?
We had a little crass comment about Demi, which is, whatever. It was a guy. It was a locker room comment. I'm okay with the comment. I just can't read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody else has been in Minnesota. I've been in Minnesota with the wife when that day is going on.
Yeah.
Hockey day or whatever
hockey
they
day,
call it.
Big day. Hockey high school. Apparently it's a pretty big deal. Pretty cool stuff. A lot of good things
sounds
happening.
good. Yeah. Sounds good.
Let's get Joe U in here real quick. Joe U, good morning.
Had to go to that Gator well to find him a coach.
Top of the morning, boys.
Hello, Joseph.
What you talking about, Jeff? What
your basketball coach is Gator. Basketball. Your new basketball coach. Well, you can say he came wherever he wanted. He played at Florida. Jay Lucas is Gator, brother. You know that.
There you go. Hey, his knowledge of the state will help. Anything will help the basketball team now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that happened fast. Final Four just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, man. We'll always have that Final Four to remember.
Yeah.
Been home for Mardi Gras. Off the chain. Can't recommend highly enough for those of you who have not gone. But while I was gone, I saw that FSU finally has stopped huffing and puffing and threatening to blow the house down.
Yes.
And the ACC is settled to let them stay. You guys have any take on?
I think they did. I just think they just the ACC is probably, if they're smart, it's going to be looking at any and every option to replace those dudes when they take advantage of the lower exit fee. That's what it feels like to me. But
yeah, I think they wanted the number. The number is $200 million, and it goes down like 19.
I think 2030 they're out. If they can find another place to go. The problem was they thought they flexed and nobody jumped and said, "Hey, come on in." We'll
Joe, as a fan of an ACC school, Dan and I just mentioned this. We'd have a big conversation. What about a merger between the Big 12 and the ACC, and you call it the whatever, and then you do an East and a West, and then you can more properly align Stanford and Cal with some of the Big 12 schools, and you can more properly align, say, West Virginia or UCF, some of the Eastern-based Big 12 schools.
That would make sense, but the issue is that all the schools want to get out. Well, what's going to happen is the big schools want to get out. So Miami, Florida State, Clemson.
Where do they want to go, though, Joe? They want to start their own?
We're going to the Big Ten. Florida's down. We're going to the Big Ten. Florida State can probably SEC maybe because they have all they're a big state school. They have all the.
SEC, the problem is, it doesn't matter what it doesn't. Here's the one thing that I've realized through these conversations, it doesn't matter what the team has. It's what the conference has. Like that's what and Florida State doesn't add anything to the SEC's footprint. So that part would make it less, less a no-brainer.
The super conferences, I think, because they're going to go so big, and they're going to be two huge super conferences, Big Ten and SEC, that
everybody will be in one of them
somewhere.
Yeah.
Correct. They're going to land somewhere.
Big 12 is so the big. The only thing is the Big 12 and ACC, if there was ever years you needed to be good in hoops to kind of at least balance.
I know.
And the ACC had a down year in basketball too, so that didn't help. Big 12 got some top-heavy teams, but they're not real strong in hoops this year either.
Correct. I agree. SEC is definitely like the old Big East.
That's crazy.
Big East had four teams in the Final Four that year in the 80s.
That happened fast too, man.
That was
for the SEC. That happened fast. I mean, everybody got real good all of a sudden.
Hey, boys, kind of slow news there. I wanted to ask you guys this. You guys ask E questions about the culture all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say E gets it right. You know what I'm saying? He nobody speaks for their entire thing all the time. But everything E said when y'all ask him a culture question, he's got it right. So I got to ask y'all about the culture. Can I ask y'all a question?
Yes. Sure.
Because a lot of people don't know this, but I think I know the answer to this.
Okay.
You're taking a shower. You're taking a bath. You have a towel. What else do you use?
Soap.
You go and jump in the shower.
Soap. Shampoo.
That's it.
That's what I use.
That's
I use
it.
a bar of soap and shampoo. This is a washcloth.
Dan?
This is washcloth shaming. Is that what's coming here?
No washcloth.
Yeah, I'm not a washcloth.
I think a lot of people don't know that
the culture
there's no
uses the washcloth. Yeah, we know this, but here's the deal. Here's the problem with that, okay? Washcloths are for children. Yeah, you stop using washcloths when you're a grown-ass enough man that you know how to wash yourself.
I use a different washcloth with every shower, bro.
Okay, they love the
So do
washcloth.
all black people, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you.
We're aware of that. We were aware of it. Yeah.
Y'all knew that?
You also,
I mean,
you also use more lotion than us. We're also aware of that.
Yeah.
I use body
but I'm
butter,
saying, a lot
actually.
of people don't notice there are a lot of people in their cars that are like,
Yeah,
hold up.
okay. Yeah,
White
no,
people use
I would agree.
washcloths.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of black people that don't know that white people don't use washcloths.
Yeah,
No,
we don't use washcloths.
No, we don't.
No need for that. Yeah.
Soap it up.
Yeah.
Soap up everything.
Some people have an eye-opening.
Well, no, here's what
discussion.
happens. Here's the way white people look at washcloths. You grab a cloth, you rub it over the dirty part of your body. You now have a dirty body and a dirty washcloth.
It is more
So
laundry.
let's just spread that dirt around now.
Dan, that could be your the question, the poll. You can find out the demographics.
Well, I will say this:
Demographics to the audience.
if you are a white dude or gal and you're using a washcloth, you're not even using a washcloth. You're all bougie. You use a loofah.
Yeah, I don't like the loofah. I don't like the loofah.
Yeah, those are. I don't like them either. I also don't. I hate the body
Now, that
wash.
trap's dirt.
Now listen, I'll give you this. If you go say to someone's house, where you're showering, or maybe it's on a cruise or a hotel, and they don't give you bar soap, they give you body wash. I will admit that's a more difficult showering process for me, a non-washcloth user. I need a bar soap. That's my little handle. We're good to go. So I do wash my legs. Let the record show.
Thank you, Joe.
There you go. All right, boys.
Excellent question.
From the text line, washcloths are disgusting. Washcloths are nasty as hockey sticks.
Dear.
Oh, here we go.
Now we started a race war.
Oh, no.
Again.
What have we done? Can't we just leave it at Cooper DeJean and call it a day?
Cultural.
Cooper DeJean brings us together.
Although you did get at least some acknowledgement, E. Washcloths are nasty as hockey sticks. New washcloth every shower is better than using it multiple times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's more laundry, though.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
With the buttons we hit here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, we got Christian Kirk. It's gone. We got the Gators making a run to the one. Talk about backseat against the washcloths, though, and we're gone, baby. We're down the road.
I was looking at the.
We do have a white guy here use the washcloth every time. So there's some crossover.
We'll do this when we come back. But I was looking at the rankings of the college quarterbacks. I want to kind of go over a couple of those guys to see where they have them ranked and see if we agree or disagree when we come back right here on The Drill.
Nice. It's Custom Tree Searches Thursday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. The world will be watching Ponte Vedra.
And the Scheffler victory train just keeps on rolling.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Roundtree Sauce.
Surfside Pools.
And Performance Painting.
On 1010XL.
Couldn't be any happier to be part of the George Moore Chevrolet family. And when I say family, I'm telling you, that's how you'll be treated if you head on over to that beautiful showroom off Atlantic Boulevard. You'll see the smiles. You'll see the friendliness. You'll see the no pressure. Just whatever you want. I got my boy Blue, my Silverado. So if you want a truck like me, they got them. You want a car? They got them. You want an SUV, an electric, a pre-owned? They got them all. George Moore Chevrolet has it all for you. And before you go over to Atlantic Boulevard, maybe go to morechevy.com. Easy to navigate, more with an E. As any site you'll try, it has all the vehicles there. Sales, service, parts, never been more easy to use. It's George Moore Chevrolet gang together. Let's drive.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Baseball is back. Don't miss this year's Florida State baseball game, Tuesday, March 25th at VyStar Ballpark at 6 p.m. This can't-miss event sells out quickly, so buy your tickets today to get the best seats possible. It's Florida State on the diamond at VyStar Ballpark, Tuesday, March 25th. Get your tickets at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. We'll see you at the ballpark.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 6, 1982, the San Antonio Spurs and the Milwaukee Bucks combined for 337 points in the highest-scoring game in NBA history at the time.
Youth sports at the YMCA's focus on teamwork, discipline, and building confidence. Our experienced coaches can create a positive and supportive environment where your kids can grow, stay active, and develop a love for sports. Sports like basketball, volleyball, swimming, gymnastics, and even elite skills training. Join the fun and register. Give your kids a chance to be a part of something special. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad. Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Saturday night at St. Augustine Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, World Golf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back, 840. Good to have you guys on the program. Chilling out here on a Thursday. College football, spring football, we're heading into it. Gators ready to begin year 4 under Billy Napier. Spring ball, it's not as big a deal anymore.
Yeah, and it's going to become less and less, it feels like, moving
Probably
forward.
should, but
Whoever the coach was, he was dead right. Was it Matt Rule who first stated it? They and others are now starting to do it. Sarkisian's doing it this year. You need to go to an NFL schedule. You don't do a typical spring. You get your team together 2 or 3 times a year, best space to keep to keep in the best playing shape, just like they do in the NFL. In other words,
you get 15 practices for Florida. They'll go Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays until the Orange and Blue game on April 12th. They take a week off for spring break. They are planning to play a full spring game at this point.
But even that full spring game, if you've watched the last couple of years under Napier, is not the old school kick it off. The Orange plays the Blue final 24-21. We don't do that anymore.
DJ Lagway will be the guy now, 6'3", 239 pounds. 16.7 yards per completion last year. Woo. 6 touchdown pass plays of 25 yards or more. Threw for almost 2,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 picks.
DJ was on RG3's podcast earlier in the
Yes.
week. I heard that. Now, listen, if you want to be a great quarterback, it helps if you've got a great offensive line. And, boy, you can ask yourself if Florida has a great offensive line. They certainly have a very good one. It was getting even better as the year went on. It comes back relatively intact. And so, a big part of the success for Florida could be winning the trenches again, something they haven't done in years. The defensive line did it for sure at the end of last year, and the offensive line, listen to Lagway, seems to be coming along pretty well.
But I say the O-line. O-line, we got everybody coming back. I think the O-line is going to be the best in America. I think we're going to have the best O-line in America, and I'm excited. Like, everybody's coming back. I think we're just missing one, but everybody else are returners, and it's going to click right away. I'm excited. It's going to be good.
Dan, if Florida has the best offensive line in the country, where does the season end?
Oh, it would be good. They'll make the college football playoff.
Yeah, they'll make the playoff, right? If and again, I bet you there's 41 quarterbacks in college football that do an interview this offseason that says they have the best offensive line. But that is a major, we get all excited about the skill players and the successes that come there. But really, Florida you got to get back to being competitive, if not dominant, on
Florida
the line of
has
scrimmage.
25 incoming true freshmen. 19 have enrolled early. That's another part of the puzzle that is now going on. So in the spring, a lot of these guys, these young wide receivers will get a chance. The Vernell Browns and the Dallas Wilsons and the Nashawn Montgomerys.
They had 3 of the top 11 receivers.
We have some really good defensive backs. Ben Hanks Jr., Hilton Stubbs from here. Got some quarterbacks there. We'll battle Harrison Bailey for backup snaps. He mentioned the O-line. You got 4 returners, Barber, Harris, George, and Slaughter. Right tackle's open. Cameron Waits probably is the early favorite, but Bryce Lovett is back as well. So there's a lot of guys. One thing Billy has recruited some big dudes, man. 6'7", 330, those type of guys. Cameron Waits, 6'8", 343, but if they move like a statue, it doesn't matter. But anyway, they get going today, and the reason I brought that up is because I saw a posting of who they thought the on-3 college quarterback power rankings.
Okay.
And number 1 is Arch Manning. He gets a lot of love. They're really sky high. He has a hilarious NIL commercial for Uber on campus without, with one of those cars that you don't have the driver. And it's him, Grandpa, and Cooper, his dad. And they just kick it. Arch is like totally confused. It's very good.
So they're doing basically Arch and Cooper are doing. Archie and Cooper are doing Arch as solid and helping him earn his NIL money.
Well, NIL money.
If there's anything I know about the state of the American economy, the Mannings need more cash.
Oh god.
It'd be a shame for Arch to not get it.
Arch needs his.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for Arch not to get his 3.1
Ain't like
million.
Uncle Peyton's throwing him money or Uncle Eli. You didn't go to my school. You went to Texas.
That's fair.
So
you little turncoat bastard.
You go make it on your own, buddy.
It's interesting that you're going to have 2. And look, DJ Lagway is relatively unknown, and he played a lot more than Arch Manning. I'm surprised that Arch Manning gets that grace. That's a little much. I'm fine putting him in the top 5 if we see. And I know, and because I made this mistake earlier, when he played this year, he was very good.
Well, every one of these
weren't
guys.
His numbers better than DJ Lagway's, in fact, right? Now, he's also on a Texas
He didn't
team.
play near as much as
I know,
DJ
but
Lagway.
weren't they, though? Like the touchdown interception, wasn't he 8-1 or whatever?
Yeah. I'm sure he was.
I don't know. How many more passes did DJ Lagway throw than Arch? A ton more? Because Arch had to play a couple of games, didn't he? Wasn't Ewers hurt in the middle of the year?
Arch threw 95 balls.
That's it? What did DJ,
90 balls.
What did DJ throw?
Let's look.
Probably. I mean, DJ had a couple games where only threw 8 times, or that one game, right? He was like 6-8 for 1,000,000 yards.
Yeah.
But he probably
threw for 2,000 yards. Arch threw for 939.
Yeah. So he probably threw twice as many. Probably threw 100 and
probably double them up.
Yeah, 180 pass attempts then maybe.
DJ threw 192. Yeah. Double them up.
And touchdowns to interceptions.
12 and 9.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
No.
But
he threw a couple in the bowl game.
Sure, and there was a lot of signs. It's not. It's the traits you're looking for.
Yeah.
The traits we saw him in the spring game.
I'm fine with it.
Oh my God, beyond fine. They've the best quarterback situation they've had since Tebow left. And not even really, it's the best quarterback situation they've had since Tebow left. And they've had some decent hopes. Anthony Richardson among them. Driscoll had a year. I mean.
But back to the quarterbacks, and this is interesting. And each one of these guys has their own traits that are good.
All right, so, we stopped at number 1. Arch Manning, number 1.
Arch is 1. DJ's 10th.
That's a little low.
And
I
so,
don't think that Arch should be that much ahead, except that he's on a much better team.
Number 2 is Cade Klubnik, who really came on and, led Clemson to the college football playoff. He's a good quarterback. He's much better than I thought. He's a guy who really took some time to develop. Number 3 will be interesting, and it will get some.
Is this Nico?
No, Nico's not even in the top 10.
Well, that's surprising.
Carson Beck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess if he's
Carson
healthy,
Beck
that's
had a
fair.
hell of a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not
not
a hell of
but
a
it's not
career.
but it's not right.
Right.
Number 4, another guy who NFL scouts love, Drew Aller, Penn State.
Okay, I'm okay with him too.
Yeah.
Listen, you're giving me.
Each one has good traits.
Well,
they're all good.
Not just that. In fairness, you're giving me guys that took their teams, saddled up, and took their teams to playoffs, and a couple of those guys on teams that weren't necessarily just earmarked for it. Clemson in particular. So,
well, number 5 did that too. Sam Levitt. So Arizona State.
Yeah, he was good.
He can run. Number 6 threw it all over the yard, man. Garrett Nussmeier.
It's the LSU quarterback.
LSU. Number 7 has a lot of hype. As much hype as DJ Lagway. Lenoris Sellers, kid from South Carolina. Better runner, not as good as
Not
thrower.
quite the brand name. I would still say that Lagway's a much better known name nationwide than but he's a good player.
8 and 9, you got to do some digging on, but you'll know who they are. But like if I gave you this, I'll give you their names. You see if you can tell me where their quarterback's at. I think you'll say, "Oh yeah," but you may or may not.
I
know.
probably won't.
Sawyer Robertson, you know where he's a quarterback?
No.
All right, Baylor. Rocco Becht, you know where he the quarterback is?
Yeah, that's is it Utah?
No, he's the next Brock Purdy. He's Iowa State. And those are the 8 and 9 guys going forward. So that's your top 10. It is a little surprising that Lagway's 10th, but you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, it's lower than you find in other places. But again, if you get
Arch
past
Manning is all the hype.
well, and if you get past the Gator optimism part,
mm-hmm.
and you're in charge of putting the list together. And on one hand, you got a quarterback that threw 36 touchdowns and 11 picks, and on the other, you got a guy that threw 12 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fair. My expectation is that DJ Lagway throws for 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. They've got 3 of the top 11 freshman receivers in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll come ready to ball. Suddenly, Eugene Wilson is you don't live and die with his injury report.
Mm-hmm.
The running game. Listen, the one thing we started this segment with DJ Lagway's commendations on his offensive line. If he's right with those running backs and the receiving core that's put together and that quarterback, if Florida has the number 1 offensive line in the country, and again, this is their starting quarterback's viewpoint, not
It's really listen, the schedule is tough, but I do like it a little bit better. In other words, we open with the LIU Sharks or whatever they are. I mean, that's
baby sharks.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
It's gross.
But it is what it is. And then we get South Florida at home. That's fine.
Yeah.
Then you go to LSU and Miami and Texas A&M.
After those first 2, it's that same difficult schedule.
Yes.
It's still called. I saw somebody the first look ahead. The hardest schedule in college football 2 years in a row.
You beat LSU last year.
And should that kind of matter when it comes to evaluating Billy Napier?
Yeah. To a point.
Yeah.
To a point. But you got to get.
This is a night. You better go get minimum 8. If you don't win 8 games,
tell you one thing though, the one thing that's got to happen more than anything else, and has never happened yet in Napier's tenure, quarterback's got to make it through a year.
That's fair too.
Every year so far, his starting quarterback has gotten hurt. That's just bad luck.
Yeah.
But at LSU, at Miami, back-to-back, then you get Texas at home. You do get a week off before the Texas game.
Hey, listen to what you just, not you, listen to out there what Dan just said.
Yeah.
And those teams, by the way, they seem better than they were last year, some of them.
Then you go to Texas A&M, which is a tough
Always
place.
tough, sure.
Then you got Mississippi State. Then you got Georgia, at Kentucky, at Ole Miss. Then you got Tennessee and Florida State.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You better win 8 in the regular season. You better be better than you were. You went 7-5 last year.
I think you got to win 9.
Yeah.
I think this
if you want to be a
year.
playoff team, you got to win 10. You know?
I think 9 might get you in with this.
I don't know.
It depends.
It will be the ultimate test of schedule strength if 9 gets you in, because 9 last year, no one got even considered.
Nobody did?
No. If you didn't get to 10, you weren't even in the
Not
discussion.
even close, huh? Interesting. All right, let's grab a break. We'll kick it around. More coming up. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5.
It's a custom Tree Surgeons Thursday on 1010XL.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I suppose the most obvious question is, what is this?
I believe it is our fate to be here. It is our destiny. It is
1010XL.
One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. But if they're paying their salespeople commission, you're starting off in a hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not at Beard's.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beard's Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
Certainly facing interesting economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners. Those are Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. That is experience, expertise, and knowledge. Dan Abel, Reagan Wright, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, Reed Wingate, Chris Bryan, and Jeff Hartman. Those are the ITP Partners who also invest in the Jacksonville community. And by the way, they sit down with each of us, listen to us. Our goals become their priority. They develop strategies for us. It's a great time to get started, man. Do yourself a favor. Start putting away that money. Chris at ITPPartners.com, Chris at ITPPartners.com, or call 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experience. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Tired of drafty, noisy vinyl windows? It's time to say goodbye to vinyl. And hello to lasting comfort with Renewal by Andersen windows and doors. Our exclusive Fiberx windows are 2 times stronger than vinyl, more energy efficient, and custom built to fit your home perfectly. No more warping, no more cracking, just beautiful, durable windows that stand the test of time. Right now, get special financing or save big with limited time discounts. Call Renewal by Andersen today and say bye-bye vinyl. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Don't wait. Upgrade today. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The restaurant of the day is the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Get a Greek Feast family combo meal tray with chicken skewers, gyro meat, gulmades, and more. Feed 4 to 6 people for just $49.95. Feed 8 to 10 for just $99.95. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging in the mirror? Fine lines, sun damage, redness? They don't have to be part of your future. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist, and I can help you look and feel your best without invasive surgery or painful treatments. Imagine rejuvenating your skin in a relaxing, comfortable environment with minimal to no downtime. Smooth out fine lines, even skin tone, and restore that youthful glow. Find out how to look and feel your best at Dermagnify.com. Dermagnify.com.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Haymaker Coffee is a local coffee brand to help fuel your daily grind. Why Haymaker? It's fuel for the morning hustle, the late night, and every step of the way. Bold flavors for the bold city. Online at haymakercoffeeco.com.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by Baker Glass. The number 7 Florida baseball team defeated FAU by 2 runs last night to snap its 2-game losing streak. Billy Barlow dazzled across 5 innings with 0 earned runs allowed. Blake Sear and Brody Donay each slammed solo home runs to lift the Gators to victory. The Gators will close out the week hosting Harvard for a 3-game series. The opener is Friday night with first pitch at 6:30. The number 5 Florida men's basketball team dominated number 7 Alabama by 5 last night. With the win, the Gators clinched the number 2 spot in the SEC tournament next week. They close out the regular season Saturday against Ole Miss. Catch play-by-play at 6 on 92.5 FM. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 52 degrees at 9 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Next week is the players. This week we are at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. I've got a pop quiz that is, I think, maybe non-gettable, but we'll give it a shot here with Mr. Golf. See what he's able to do. This is courtesy of the Smitter, Gary Smits. Jeff Prosser, minimum of 8 rounds. The current scoring leaders in the players. Best scoring average at the stadium course. Top 5, please. Minimum 8 rounds.
Current guys? Current golfers, or is this all time?
This is all time, but most of them are current.
Well, if we're going all time, I would think that Greg.
Oh, no, these are current scoring leaders.
Okay,
yes,
so current.
Yeah,
I was going
yes,
to say Greg.
Current scoring.
Okay, let me.
Current
well, I would
scoring.
have to go Scheffler only because he's won it 2 years in a row.
Scheffler is number 1, 69.57. He's played 14 rounds at the Players. Scotty Scheffler, that is correct.
I'm trying to think of a guy. I need to get a.
Thank you, E.
I tell you a guy who. All right, there's a few guys here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ride. They may have had some. I think Hideki Matsuyama. I seem like I know he had the 1 year. He was like 8 or 9 under the first round. No,
Really good guess.
Game over.
Really good guess. He of course shot that 63 the day the sports world stopped spinning.
Yes, my sneeze.
Jeff sneezed into the microphone and COVID was everywhere.
Yeah, he's not in there. Not in the 5.
He's 6th.
Ah. All right, let me give you a couple other ones. What about?
He's played 32 rounds, by the way. At the
Oh, that's probably why.
So that's impressive.
Yeah, if he played less, he probably
70.4 is his scoring average.
I remember this guy playing. I don't know how many. What about DeChambeau?
DeChambeau is 2nd.
Yeah, I remember him.
12 rounds, 69.6.
Man,
he won't be here this year.
That's true.
Yeah, he's stuck at 12.
This will be the last year. Yeah. Those guys won't be in the players one way or the other.
Yeah. The next 3 would be a tip of the cap if you were able to get it. I'll give you a clue that will allow you to get one of them. One of them is one of my guys.
Taylor Montgomery.
He's
played 8 rounds.
70.1. Shout out Taylor.
I know that. I don't know if he's played enough, but I remember that Aaron Rye had a good
Stretch.
That's
E's guy. He's 9th.
Okay.
9th.
All right, what about?
He's played 8 rounds.
See, so I was going to say I was going to go to some 2-time winners. The house. What about? I know he's won twice. Tiger doesn't play good here. It can't be Tiger.
No.
Right? Yeah. No. It's now we're going to get into it's Lucas Glover. Or,
Well, you got noted players Slayer, Dylan Wu.
Yeah, I would have never known that.
And then 12 rounds in at number 4, Christian B.
Yeah.
Bezadenhout.
Pretty good player.
Yeah. Abraham Answer is 7th. Xander is 8th.
Answers live. So
Siwoo is 10th.
I almost said Xander, but he's close, but not. I tell you what, it's. I guess we just consume so much sports that what you choose to really remember, it's fascinating sometimes. But was Scheffler 6 back at last year's Players?
Oh, I don't know.
He came back in the final round from down 4 shots going into the final round and won by an amount.
Yeah. Well, he's won more money at the Players than anyone in history because he's made more than $9 million with the back-to-backs. So he's also the career scoring leader. However, none of the players behind Scheffler, number 2, Bryson DeChambeau, continuing through 14, have won the tournament. You got to go all the way down to Justin Thomas in 16th place to find another past Players champ. And what it does is it kind of indicates that guys will catch that lightning in a bottle that week and play great golf and win, but it doesn't mean that that course, we've always said this about the Players, that course is the star. It has always been the star. More than any other golfer, it is the star.
And they're underway early, meanwhile, down in Orlando at Bay Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Minwoo Lee, 2 under.
Minwoo
Lee, 2 under par. Tom Kim is a 1 under through 5.
Minwoo Lee's the Australian kid, right?
Yeah. Tom Kim, after watching him as much as I have on
TGL,
he's goofy. I don't know if I like him.
Oh, I like him.
He's kind of a goof. Sahith Thegal is they're early. Jason Day's even through a couple. Scoring not easy though. I mean, you've only got there are, granted it's only there are 15 guys on the course. Only 1 is under par, and 11 are over par already through.
DUVAL 904.
Thank you. Nothing screams we're coming after you like the DUVAL war chant. You hear that, you cower. I mean, one thing. They're coming. Shout out to Cam Young with a triple on 1. I don't know how you do that, but he's made a triple on number 1.
Oh, dear. Can we start over?
Shout out to our guy, Poke Gator, who was, supposed to be the next thing. He's 3 over through 4. So maybe you should have tried to win that event you actually led there, big fella. Poke Gator. I'm sorry. I forgot that. Gator.
Poke Gator?
Poke Gator sounds better than Gator. Max Home, I don't know what happened to you. I guess you just got full of yourself and gave your time to YouTube and and happy hours. I mean, you're no good anymore. He's 2 over. I mean, Max Homa positioned to be somebody, Hick?
Max Homa's been
a terrible year.
Kind of a disappointment, right?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Except for the kinda.
Yeah.
Did Graham Mertz getting hurt save Billy Napier's job? I don't know if we've ever actually asked what could be considered an obvious question. That guy was not going to play Lagway as much as he should have. He wouldn't have played him all year. We wouldn't have won those games.
We don't know that, but
been 5-7, I bet you. If Mertz doesn't get hurt, they probably go 5-7, 6-6, and he gets fired.
Yeah.
And he would have gotten fired. You know why? For not playing the guy that could have saved your job, which ultimately he was forced to do, and he did just that, saved his job. I'm always going to take the occasion to mention here at these little crux points, this is not a Billy Napier story we're living in Gainesville right now. It's a DJ Lagway story. As DJ Lagway goes this year, that's how Billy Napier's future at Florida will go. If DJ Lagway is not as good as we think, and he's a 7-5 quarterback, then Napier gone. He gone.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why. I guess I do understand why Florida fans are so, basketball fans are so trying to make the argument for Florida being a 1 seed. They are a 1 seed.
Well, right now, that's where they're projected.
Yeah.
I don't know. Florida made the argument for Florida being a 1 seed.
Yeah.
I feel now, after watching the way they handled Alabama last night on the road, and they led by double digits for a lot of the second half, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they're not a 1 seed. You got some real explaining to say how they're not.
I would think
because it also matters who you lose to. It's not just like you're off, say you're off, their out-of-conference schedule ended up not being as great as it was set up to be. Again, the ACC did not cooperate with Florida. Florida played Virginia, Wake Forest, and North Carolina. Those are pretty much perennial, tournament teams. You expect to get a bump out of playing those teams, and none of them ended up giving that to your schedule strength.
I just think that, I think
they're a 1. No, I mean they're 3-1 again with 3 road wins, with 2 road wins against Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee. I mean,
they beat Texas A&M. Texas A&M went and beat Auburn. I mean, it's
no, they have double-digit wins. They've never if they lead at halftime, it's a 20-minute game for Florida. If they win the first half, they win. They're 21-0 when they win the first half.
Yeah, I thought last night was a little dicey when he said that with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, but
nonetheless,
it doesn't mean they're gonna. It doesn't mean they can't win again when they're not trailing.
The most impressive thing about last night is that Florida, they out-hustled Alabama. They played harder than Alabama. They wanted the game more than Alabama, and they out-rebounded them. And that's what I like. When this Florida team, that's how they need to play, though. Alabama's a great rebounding team. And Florida crushed them on the boards, 50-35.
Yeah, they've done that a few times this year.
It was.
One thing is uncanny about Alabama. Florida played good defense last night. And that game still got up in the high.
Like I said,
90s.
when they're not making their shots, which they didn't make their threes in the first half, but that offensive glass, the way they hit those boards, they get those rebounds and they get second chances. And they had 19 second chance points last night. That's the mark of Florida. That's why Florida's going to be a tough out in the. Now, again, who knows?
As an extension of that, they've got 5 starter caliber guards and they've got 5 starter caliber big men. There aren't many. I mean, when I say starter caliber, Florida's got 5 guards that would be starting at 95% of the D1 schools. They would be starting at 80% of the Power 5 schools. And some of their starters would start every single, everywhere that
NATO said they looked like they had more energy than us and that they out-hustled. There was a stretch in the second half where they really out-hustled Alabama, and that was impressive because, it's at Alabama. So it was a great
And I really went
win.
into that game thinking just because of the experience and, that Alabama was just a little bit better than Florida, and I don't think that after watching that. Florida's deeper. Now, granted, Bama didn't get the best games from some of its support staff, and if you're a Bama fan and you watch, you wouldn't know what Will Richard's all about based on last night, so that can happen, in a one-off. But Florida looks like Duke. It looks like Duke, Florida, Auburn. Again, we say this a week after we're ready to bury him for losing how do you lose the Georgia game?
Yeah.
But I think bouncing back and winning this, like if they'd have blown out Georgia and lost by 1 to Alabama, would you feel better about them than losing to Georgia and beating Alabama straight up? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to. Florida has proven that when you get their attention, you're going to get their best shot. The only game that they had full attention that they didn't win were the Kentucky and Tennessee. They sleptwalked through the Missouri game, and the Georgia game just is that one that it got away. I'll tell you who I was really impressed with last night, and it's not a Florida way, but that LeBaron Philon kid I think he's a freshman for Alabama.
Yeah.
He's ready, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's ready to step up, and he took a lot. There was a stretch during the game yesterday. He was the only one that would score for him. Him and Sears. Grant Nelson, though, who's a pretty good player for them, was terrible last night. He got dominated by Florida's big guys.
Damaso released a mock draft.
I don't reference him anymore just for the blowback.
Yeah. He has the Giants. I do see the Giants trying. The Giants are desperate for a quarterback, right? They're not going to go. So and they struck out with Stafford. They thought they had Matt Stafford. They were going to give him, by the way, $100 million for 2 years, just in case you were wondering.
But did he get that?
Huh? He could have taken it. He chose to stay in L.A.
What did we get?
You don't know what he got because you don't have the answers. I just simply am, again, pointing out that it was just another argument where I was called
that
quote,
you
a
lost.
clown, and I won.
An argument that you lost.
I didn't lose.
But carry on with what you were saying,
I didn't lose,
though.
but I'll carry on. Thank you, E.
Did we get the updated salary terms that the Rams have?
No,
signed?
it was less, though.
It's
We know
less than
that.
100.
We don't know what it is.
But he could have taken the 100 to go to the
It's
Giants.
not what he could have taken. It's what he got.
No, it isn't.
That was the argument.
He chose to stay in L.A.
But we said,
it was
I
his
said
decision.
that he's not going to get $100 million.
So you're going to play the
Did
by
he
the
get
book.
$100 million?
You're playing by the book thing. Did you fall down? Yes. So I won the fight. Well, I tripped. Doesn't matter.
Did he sign for?
Cam Ward would would be the first pick overall to the Giants. The Browns. Here's where dumbass. I don't get. Again, they're taking Travis Hunter. Well, the Browns just reworked Deshaun Watson's contract this morning. By the way, I also believe there's a conspiracy there. Just tell him you tore your Achilles again. You're never playing for us again. But everybody says the Browns want a quarterback. I don't know. Mason Graham to Tennessee third, though. And Abdul Carter fourth, which would then give, according to Dumbasso, Armand Membu. Armand Membu at number 5. First offensive tackle off the board. Felt the impact of Tristan Wirfs in Tampa. Did Cohen. Membu isn't quite that caliber, but the upside is there. Great. That's what I want. Someone who's not quite the caliber of Tristan Wirfs with the 5th overall pick. Super-de-duper. He's got Nick Amanawari, by the way, up to 8. Amanawari, I should say. Up to number 8. Tet McMillan at 9. Will Campbell at 10. He's got James Pierce going 11th. This is why he's dumbasso. I just can't deal with him. But I'm just looking at it for looking at its sake. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. It's my bad. I apologize. Any interest in Bosa from the Chargers? I don't think so. 27 games the last 3 years.
And he's like 6 sacks a year.
Yeah. He was the 3rd overall pick in 2016. He'll test the 20. He's missed 23 games since the start of 22. Did play in 14 games last year, had 5 sacks. Will he end up in San Francisco with his brother? That seems to be the popular choice. So we shall see where Bosa ends up. Joey.
At the same time,
Joey Bosa.
He could be that guy. I mean, how much does he cost? Joey Bosa, I know, is this, and we can make fun and question those stats. He's 8 zillion times better than any other edge rusher we got, not named Walker or Allen. He's 1,000 times better than anyone on our roster.
Heck yes.
So before I dismiss the thought that they might want to add him, maybe, a healthy Joey Bosa and his 6 sacks is more valuable than we, dismiss it. And you're not getting Nick Bosa, and that's your point. It's a fair one.
Right.
And we looked at his numbers last week, and we were surprised at the low sack numbers the last few years, weren't we?
Yes.
Wasn't it like 5 one year,
Yes.
6.5, and injuries, and you're not getting Nick Bosa. You're not getting a perennial All-Pro. I was surprised he's a 5-time Pro Bowler. I don't remember Joey Bosa being that dominant.
Well, next week, as early as Monday, we'll start, maybe even this weekend, we'll start hearing where these players are going to go. And Pete Prisco's predicted spots for the top 10. He thinks Sam Darnold's going to go to the Raiders. We kind of talked about him being in no man's land yesterday. He likes Josh Sweat going to the Cardinals. He likes Ronnie Stanley going to the Titans. He likes Milton Williams going to the Patriots. He likes Drew Dahlman going to the Bears.
Man, the Bears, that would complete a complete offensive line overall.
Yeah.
Give the Bears and their brain trust and their new coach credit. They identified their weakness, and they're trying to get the strongest guys available while they're still available. These guys are adding Pro Bowl players.
You know what's amazing, though? I hear both sides of it. Like, the question is, are those guys that they're adding, are they any good?
I think they are.
Yeah, some say
I don't
no.
know how can Tooney,
Well, I mean, the guy from
Tooney's been the
the
All-Pro
Rams
guard like 5 of the last 6 years.
All right, the guy from and why did the Chiefs let him go?
because they got to pay Trey Smith. You can't have $2,000 million guards, I guess. That would be my guess.
Or do they see something on him falling off and he had a bad Super Bowl at the tackle spot? He got smashed.
I mean, again,
I don't know.
I don't know what he is.
The other guy lost his job.
They're trying
in L.A.
Yeah, but again, I don't know about the L.A. guy, but I'm talking about
those are the two guys that they have.
Well, you said they're going to get. Well, I'm talking about if they get the Falcons center. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And whether or not they're right, that wasn't my point. I said the commitment.
Yeah.
They've identified their weakness and they're going quick before guys.
I know. I hear both sides.
I hear
they're good or they're not good. DJ Reed at corner, one of the corners, the Packers. He would replace Zaire Alexander.
These speculation projection columns, I'm not sure they know the Jags are in the league.
Well, Pete does.
Yeah, Pete does. Yeah, that's fair.
So Pete has nobody. I don't know the top 10, including Carlton Davis or Chris Godwin.
I have the Athletic has done the one free agent best fit, like the one free agent must get for each team. And Jacksonville's an interesting one. I can get on board with this. He scares me from the standpoint of I'm worried that he's only going to be good in the 1 year at the new place, the new position that he was.
Okay.
But they're projecting Mekhi Becton. If you can get the Mekhi Becton, who was the road great and superstar almost for the Eagles, if a guard can be one, then yeah, I'm all for it. But don't give me Norwell. The Jaguars, they say this. The Jaguars have hit the reset button once again, hiring rookie head coach Liam Cohen and first-year GM James Gladstone. Getting them most out of Trevor Lawrence is the key to success. Jaguars know they have to upgrade the interior of their offensive line. Becton, who just helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl, would fill a key need. Agreed. One good thing about spending, I wonder if this is ever part of it, but if you could somehow balance your roster additions so that you attack the most expensive areas in free agency and the least expensive areas in free agency, and you attack the more expensive areas in the draft. Because drafting young players, you get them cheap. Free agents, you're paying them as vets. So in other words, go get a guard in free agency. He's only going to cost you $11 million, and then draft a corner, receiver, edge rusher, because he would cost you $22 million or whatever. So if the guard position can be addressed best through free agency, I think that's an advantage because it allows you to get some of these other,
It's so funny because I just don't have a good feel for free agent offensive linemen.
I don't either.
I'd rather draft and
we've
develop.
been burned.
Yeah.
Me too. But I got news for you. We haven't drafted in development squad either. We've drafted the last Pro Bowl we drafted that developed into a Pro Bowler was Tony Baselli. So neither of those strategies works here. But maybe both do now. We have it's the first time we've had a total fresh start since when?
Yeah.
Since Gus and Dave Caldwell. One or the other has stayed through all the mess and just kept this consistent strain of loser DNA alive.
Right.
So it's good. I mean, Peterson's gone. Balky's, they're all gone. So maybe now we can draft and develop offensive linemen like we're supposed to. God knows we haven't. We've used draft picks on him, and not a one has developed into an all-star level player. Barely start, injury plagued. Ugh.
All right, let's take a break. We'll keep it rolling. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Follow the JU Dolphins on 1010XL.
It's Fins Up at the ASUN semifinal. JU at North Alabama. Tonight at 7 on 1010 AM.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. I've been going to Beaches Dermatology for quite some time, years, in fact. Shout out to Drs. Boudreaux, Drs. Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery, man. They want to remind you guys as the sun comes back out and we're starting to head into spring and we got players next week. If you're going out to the golf, man, protect your skin. Throw that hat on. Protect those ears. Maybe a long sleeve dry fit on a cooler morning. Sunscreen, whatever it takes, man. But watch out for your skin, especially as you age. And by the way, shout out to all the ladies on Solano Road. Terrific staff over there. That's where I go. And I'm not alone when I tell you how great they are. Voted one of the top workplaces of 2025. Via the Jacksonville Business Journal. Congratulations to Beaches Dermatology. Listen, anything pops up on your skin you need to get checked out, get it checked out. See which location is best to serve you. Go online at beachesdermatology.com. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Here's Linda Beaver.
It's a new year with new goals, but let's face it, not all resolutions are easy to keep. Maybe you promised yourself you'd eat healthier, but pizza still seems like a better idea. Or you said you'd read more, but your favorite show just launched a new season. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, we can help you keep your New Year's resolution. We offer the biggest selection, best prices, and the easiest car buying experience. Let's make a resolution to visit Beaver Toyota or Beaver Chevrolet, where we'll wow you with a new ride for the new year.
Did you know your pup could take 30,000 to 60,000 steps a day at Dogtopia of Jacksonville Beach Boulevard? That's a whole lot of tail wagging fun with their best furry friends. At Dogtopia, they turn playtime into exercise, learning, and socialization in their off-leash, open play environment. Dogs build confidence, reduce anxiety, and stay happy and healthy, all while having the time of their lives. Visit Dogtopia of Jacksonville Beach Boulevard today.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com. Rev up the offseason with AA Automotive. Let's go. Big names, bold moves, and breaking news. That's a beautiful thing. Follow the free agency frenzy, built by Superior Fence and Rail and Roland Reach Plumbing on 1010XL.
Hey, poker fans, the stakes are high this month as Best Bet dishes out over $550,000 between Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the St. Augustine poker rooms. Feeling lucky? How about $300 every 15 minutes at the table games, or cash in on the $20,000 race to a race, or every Friday, $1,000 every 30 minutes. And go for the green on St. Patrick's Day, where a Royal Flush in clubs wins up to $5,000. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Plumbing problem? AC not blowing cool? Septic tank backing up? No need to call 3 different companies. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all. Plumbing, septic, and air conditioning with expert technicians in each department. One company, one call, one easy bill. No hassle, no runaround, just fast professional service from highly skilled techs who know their stuff. Need help? Call 904-862-6769 today and let Duck Duck Rooter handle it all. DuckDuckRooter.com.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Corona Premier, a light beer with just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. The premier side of life. For those that are active and on the go, pick some up the next time you're heading out to enjoy the day under the sun. Corona Premier, an unexpectedly light beer.
Hicken here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Welcome back. Spring is sprung. Spring football back for the Gators.
I saw
things going.
Saw that more, this to be expected, more media, more attention at a North Carolina spring practice than's ever happened in the history of that program. And Bill Belichick is immediately in midseason form. Coach, could you just tell us what your expectations are getting your team on the field for the first time? I have no expectations. All right, Coach. Thank you. That'll do it, gang. Coach will be available after practice 2 weeks from Tuesday. But he also did this one. He's got that Harry High School in him a little bit too, right?
Belly, why can't you be the same guy you were when you were a part of us?
It's pretty clear that he's not going to do that. Once he goes back to coaching, he's just going to go into it. I think he just plays a game with us all. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he did this old like Bear Bryant trick, from the Junction Boy days. No numbers, no names on the uniforms, Hick. Just running around. If you're on defense, you're wearing white. On offense, you're wearing blue.
What do you think?
I mean, how do you tell? What do? You see a guy do something good, and you just don't even care what you're not evaluating any player, just trying to get the team on the same page.
Couple of storylines as we start spring practice. What do you think of, pressure's going to ramp up on Kalen DeBoer real quick at Alabama?
Yeah.
He went 9-4 last year.
Was he coaching the basketball game last night? Because that was about as most physical basketball game as I've seen. They let those guys kill each other for about 35 minutes.
And then they stopped.
And then
started
5
calling
minutes.
everything on Florida.
And then 5 minutes left, they started calling everything.
I actually tweeted last night, I love that the refs
they let them
are
play.
allowing them to play. Then about 5 minutes later, I swear to God, I
they
tweeted,
went whistle crazy.
I hate these refs. I was wrong.
And then they started calling both ways a little bit. But, they went completely. They let them they were just killing it both ways. There were times I thought we were fouled, and there were times I thought we fouled them.
So Alabama at 9-4, no Jalen Milroe. So Ty Simpson's the favorite, but they've got a guy who originally signed with Washington who knows the system, and they got a good freshman, Keelan Russell.
Unless that Washington quarterback is Michael Penix Jr., I would think that, we're going to have some issues. It's hard to win at these places, and when you get a great coach at a big brand name program and they win, they make it look so easy, Dan. He did
get that dude Ryan Grubb, who when he was at Washington, he was the OC, and he was a hot shot, and he went to the Seahawks, and now he's left. He's come back to Alabama. So maybe that'll help, but there's some interest here.
Alabama, did they
9-4 ain't good enough at Alabama is all I'm saying.
They didn't make the playoff, right? They went to a bowl game, that immediately, that's a terrible start. I mean, you're taking over a program that's in it. They're in the 4 every year. We got a 12, and you can't get us in. You're good enough to beat Georgia, and you lose to Vandy. That's the thing about the greats, bro. They just read the Spurriers.
The good news is they
don't lose to the Vandies.
They always play a big out-of-conference game, and they are again this year, but it's Florida State and Tallahassee. And then they play Louisiana Monroe. Then they play Wisconsin at home. Then they go at Georgia. They got Vandy, revenge game. At Missouri. They got Tennessee at home. At South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern, at Auburn. It's not a
much more manageable schedules than say Florida's and Georgia. Georgia also, by the way, we say matter of factly because when last season started, Florida had the projected hardest schedule, but as the year played out, they actually ended up like third. Georgia, I think, had technically the hardest schedule in college football.
Georgia coming back this year. They're 11-3 last year. There has been a little buzz I've read about this could be like a down year for Georgia.
Quarterback.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, the easy thing to look at there is
4 starters are gone from the O-line too.
Yeah, but that's every year. It feels like.
I don't know. 4 is a lot. So
but they've been sending them though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They did go get some big time receivers. Because they dropped balls last year like crazy. They got the kid from USC, kid from Texas A&M. So
that's the one thing I'll say about Billy Napier's low-key, his biggest strength has been finding receivers in the portal that don't come with great acclaim and yet end up being really, really good. I mean, DK and Badger and Pierce, all of them are better than you would have thought they would have been.
Mm-hmm. Kentucky went 4-8 a year ago. They got to bounce back. LSU went 9-4. They loaded up on the portal. Up.
Well, trying to take that Ohio State,
they went and
path.
Yeah, Nussmeier's back for another year. He had 29 touchdowns last year.
Is this a win it all year for Brian? Does Kelly start to feel the pressure if they don't win it this year?
If he goes like 9-4 again, he does.
And they had some bad losses. Losing in Gainesville when they did was a bad loss.
Yeah.
Florida was a down team until LSU got them right. And then the LSU, Ole Miss, FSU completely changed the Billy Napier's job future.
Yeah. So that's another one to watch. Missouri went 10-3. I think they got the kid from Penn State, the quarterback, to transfer in. Who, when Aller said he was coming back, this kid who was highly recruited said, "I'm out." So he went there. Oklahoma, they got a kid that everybody loves, that Washington State quarterback.
Oklahoma doesn't look like they're any nearer to being.
They got some pressure. What's 6-7?
This is what was the title of this?
It's just spring storylines.
Oh, these are spring storylines.
Yeah, spring storylines.
This isn't like a ranking of teams from the most to least. Or
Ole Miss, I love Ole Miss's new quarterback. I think he's going to be a stud. Austin Simmons. He was a kid who originally committed to Florida, baseball, football guy, lefty. He went in against Georgia when Dart got hurt and took him right down the field and scored a touchdown. It was impressive. 6'4", 215. Watch out for him. South Carolina, they had a ton of optimism there. Obviously because of their quarterback, Lenoris Sellers. Tennessee coming off an 11-3 year. They've been able to beat Alabama twice and Florida twice in the past 3 years. So
really nothing to show for it. You got one playoff game that you got. Nice, by the way. It was caught up in so much. Just shout out to Mr. Tennessee, Vol calls, and everyone else. Nice job in the playoff, Tennessee.
Oh,
way to show them. Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, nice flex. Really, way to represent. You finally bum your butt back into something of any relevance. And when's the last time Tennessee was in an SEC championship game, by the way?
Here.
So Tennessee finally bums their way into some sort of relevance. You get a spot against a down Ohio State team. You go on the road and you get absolutely embarrassed. Nice job, Vols. Way to enjoy your one shot at glory. I'm going to go ahead and give you this fearless prediction. Whatever SEC teams are represented in this year's college football playoff, one of them's not going to be TU there.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, TU won't be one of them because those jokers.
Wow.
How good you got to be to win a big game, Tennessee?
Wow. Hey, Tennessee.
Like a postseason. What, you can beat Alabama at home, but you can't go beat Ohio State, who just lost to Michigan, right?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Way to pretend. Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
wow.
I'm done. A little late. Yeah.
A little late, a little harsh.
Also shout out Tennessee. You got, Tennessee likes to run their jibs like they're peers.
Okay.
With some of these SEC brethren. And I'll include Florida, because Florida tripled up Tennessee's national title. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Those two teams aren't the same. Stop it.
This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Turn for home next.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, it's the season of sandals and sundresses.
And the Players' Championship.
Listen for 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Shadowed by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Magnified.
And Kingfish Pest Control.
The three words I'm about to say are the ones everyone wants to hear. Ready, set, go. To the Ready, Set, Go sales event going on now at Arlington Toyota. Mia here. The Arlington Toyota lot is jam-packed with inventory. There's over 800 vehicles to choose from. And as if saving big on a new Toyota wasn't enough, you also get Arlington's lifetime warranty and 60-day exchange with your purchase. Let's go and shop the Ready, Set, Go sales event at Arlington Toyota now through March 31st. In person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295 or arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, just got divorced, you have children, you want to take care of your family. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. Matt's the attorney. I'm not. But we both want to know if you've done your last will. I know you don't want to. I know it's a pain in the neck, and I know it's a little uncomfortable, but it's something you got to do because you work hard, man. And if something happens to you, man, you get your assets to the people that you choose. It also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson's your guy. He'll listen. He'll help you out. He'll provide you information needed. So easy peasy. It's a Hinson Law Firm. You got questions? Reach out to Matty. He's got the answers. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's exclusive 31-day spring event. Experience superior craftsmanship and timeless design with buy one, get one 40% off custom replacement windows and patio doors. Enjoy the ease of 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, you know, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
The Mr. Chubby's Bracket Challenge is coming. Following Selection Sunday, go to 1010XL.com, print your bracket, and bring it to any Mr. Chubby's Wings during Live Madness games. Get a free Miller Lite for every game you pick right. Top prize, Saturday passes to Welcome to Rockville.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Get your Irish up. The first St. Patrick Parade was right here in St. Augustine in the year 1601. Join the fun Saturday, March the 8th at 10 a.m. Be sure and wear your green proudly. More at CelticParade.com. Sponsored by St. John's Kelly, TBC.
Lots of jewelry stores in the town center, but only one is locally owned, Beard's Diamonds.
We're the only local jewelry store at the town center.
That's Jacksonville's John Lupo, owner of Beard's for over 4 decades.
We're entrenched in Jacksonville, Florida.
In a sea of mega chain jewelers, John says it's easy to stand out because he's not handcuffed by a corporate handbook.
I am not beholden to a corporate structure, so we've got flexibility to do whatever we can and want, and we do.
And that includes lowering prices to undercut them every day.
Quality for quality, color for color, everything the same. We should be able to beat them hands down by minimum 20%. We go overseas ourselves. We know exactly what we're buying. This isn't getting marked up in a corporate structure. We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
So before you buy anything at one of those chains, get a second opinion at locally owned Beard's Diamonds. No corporate atmosphere, no corporate rules, no corporate high markups.
We want you to come shop us and you'll see a lot better price here.
Beard's Diamonds.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
Do you know someone looking for a fun and rewarding summer job? Join the YMCA team, gain valuable experience, and make a difference in kids' lives. Turn your passion for this community into a fulfilling career at the First Coast YMCA. Now hiring camp counselors, lifeguards, childcare leaders, and membership experience team. Every single person on the dedicated YMCA staff plays a role in making the Y a welcoming and vital resource for our community. Find your career at the Y at fcymca.org.
Equal opportunity employer.
Getting a pool? David Garrard here. I just did. But before they dug, I called Clearwater Irrigation, and they capped off all my sprinkler lines so the pool company could just dig away.
Then when your pool's finished, we'll install your sprinkler system back to full coverage.
And now my backyard oasis is getting watered beautifully.
And maybe then, Dave, I could take another quick dip.
Bigger swimming trunks, John. Much bigger.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down.
with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
All right, big news around these parts. Christian Kirk released from the Jacksonville Jaguars, free agent to go elsewhere, which he will do. I thought you made an interesting point earlier when you said, Christian Kirk is seen as a fit as a high-end number 2 receiver. What do the Jags need? A high-end number 2 receiver.
Yeah. And there's also this, and it's not the be-all important thing. He also has a really good personality to not be your main dog.
Mm-hmm.
And at that position, I don't know if that's always guaranteed, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad. I mean, you want... the 49ers had a lot of success with Brandon Ayuk chirping he wants to be a 1. The Bengals offense have been successful with Higgins chirping he wants to be a 1. Sometimes 2 can coexist. But Kirk would have seemed to have been comfortable getting his, contributing, and letting Brian Thomas Jr. be the breakout dominant number 1 receiver that he is. So I'm cooling down on... I'm cooling down on any argument that Florida's not a 1 seed. They've done enough in my mind. Now, I will, with this tiny asterisk, they got to beat Ole Miss in the regular season. I'm not putting an ounce into this SEC tournament this year, Dan. You know why? The conference has been so good top to bottom. Every team has played every team. We've had plenty of time to determine the hierarchy of the SEC. Okay. And that hierarchy is Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Bama. And so... It shouldn't matter what happens in the SEC tournament in that configuration because all teams were so good in the round robin schedule. I think some years the standings don't match maybe how you were power ranking. They're pretty doggone close this year, aren't they?
Who's a better player, Sears or Clayton?
That's a really good one. Yeah. I said a couple things that work when you asked me that question. One is I was power ranking the 4. I think Alabama, or said before yesterday, I thought Alabama was a little better than Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Partly because of the experience and partly because of Sears. And as great as Clayton is, Sears is just as good. I'll say it that way. Okay. I'd say Sears. I mean, Sears is going to be a first-team All-American probably.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first-team All-SEC. Now, Clayton will be that also. Clayton's really, really good. Sears is just, he's a senior. He's been around. I know Clayton's not an underclassman. It's really good. They're different players. One's Brunson, one's Jamal Murray. And I think if both those guys are playing good, you ask who's better between those two in the NBA.
Yeah.
And it can be either answer depending on what night. Last night, they could both claim it. Sears got a little garbage stats there last night. I didn't like those drives for 2 when you're down 6-8 points with 15 seconds to go. We got to hoist some threes here, men, but I said before the game I thought Sears was just a stitch better. Last night they both played good games, and they're I don't know. There's no wrong answer there, I don't think.
All right, we're going to take a look at what's trending. Brought to you by our friend Dr. Rick Townsend, mypvconcierge.com, the place to get all your concierge medicine questions. Doc T, now a concierge doctor. That means he has limited amount of patients, which means he can practice medicine more, which means he can serve you better. It's kind of cool. I know I'm with him, and if you want to check it out, mypvconcierge.com. Take it away, please.
Number 5. An end of an era is amongst us, boys.
Oh, no.
I'm sure. I don't know if y'all have ever used this.
Mm-hmm.
Skype. Have y'all ever used Skype to conference?
I barely used Zoom. I've never done Skype. No, I've never done Skype. Skype lost its effectiveness when just the FaceTiming started.
Exactly.
When you can just do it on the phone. What do you need Skype for?
Skype is what started it all. Skype was like the beginning
I remember
of all
it
that.
for sure.
Skype's gone the way of Blockbuster?
No, yeah, it's gone like Blockbuster.
Okay. I got you. It's over.
It's over. It's gone.
Hey, I got a good story. Can I give you one?
Let me hold on. Number 4. Yeah, let's get right.
Maybe number 4A. We'll see.
4A.
I like this story. Love is in the air. Unsuspecting passenger, Steph Bohr, just 23 years old. She's what the old timers like to call a looker. She's a looker, Jeff. She was at an airport. Pilot walked by and just put down a little brown paper dinner napkin next to her bottle of water and walked away. On that note, he had written...
The pilot?
The pilot. Pilot walked by, put down a little brown paper napkin. I've seen the whole world, and you're the most beautiful woman in it.
Yeah, I got a big problem with this, man. I don't mean to be Karen.
Signed his name.
I don't mean to be Karen here, but hey, pilot, let's go back to the cockpit there, buddy. Huh? Let's get our mind on the pit. Huh?
Hey, Karen, don't worry about it, man. He had to shoot his shot, man.
Yeah, he's shooting his shot.
Shot his shot. Shoot his shoot.
I don't need the pilot.
Of course, like
trolling lures down the aisle
like this
seats.
guy who just Craps on love.
Love.
Craps on potential love stories.
You see a hottie in row 8, that's love?
Here he is.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. Like Jeff, much of you, he's probably married with 5 kids.
I didn't say that. I'm not saying
True
anything other than.
intentions. He didn't leave a number because he's someone's husband. This is probably his go-to pick line in every city.
Weak. Yeah, it's weak. Hey, Flyboy, just walk yourself through the terminal and pick up a woman like a real man with your. With your gumption and your personality. What? Did he stop short of saying we're going to throw you off the plane?
Crapping all over the love story.
Yeah, love story.
What if he was attracted to her and he might not ever see her again? You got to shoot.
I don't know.
Shot, baby.
Yeah, land the plane, then shoot all you want. Let's get her on the ground. I don't know if you guys have been following the air industry lately. Maybe we're flipping upside down because the pilots are on Tinder. I don't know.
He has procedures to follow once he lands.
He's got procedures. I think in fact, he was asking for a lightening of the procedure so he could do 3 turns up and down the aisle in case he missed one.
Oh, dear.
Hey.
By the way, I've been all over the world. I've never seen
great line.
more
That's
beautiful
player, man. That's
a good line,
I like that.
Me
good.
too.
Let me tell y'all something. Good lines don't come on brown napkins airplane flights.
That's all he had.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it is all he had.
Joe, you asked a poll
wrong
question
with
on
y'all?
Twitter. Do you use a washcloth when you take a shower bath? Yes, 27.6. No, 72.4.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, in other words, what's the demographic?
White and black. Yeah.
What's the racial makeup of the country?
Yeah.
If you put just whites and blacks and you take out the Latinos, it's probably 75-25. That's right on, right on the numbers.
All righty,
That's
go
the
ahead.
drill for you.
Number 3.
Number 3.
A couple days ago, we hardly mentioned this, so I'm gonna bring this back up.
All right.
History was made as LeBron James became the first player.
What do you mean? We hardly mentioned it. We talked about it for 3 hours.
LeBron James became the first player to score 50K points. They have the breakdown here in 2000.
Yeah, I don't like these stats because you're the leading scorer. What are we going to do? The first to score 50,500 points. The first to score 51,000 points. The first to score 51,800 points. I mean, he's the leading scorer. So he's going to be the first. Any number moving forward, we can just go ahead and announce. He's going to be the first to get to this, that, and the other. So,
gentlemen, here's a question. Is this one of those records that may never be broken?
That'd be a tough one.
I would think that it would be because he's played so long and he's not done, by the way. So, yeah, I would say that LeBron's scoring record will never be broken. And here's another reason, too, and this is what's so amazing about guys breaking longevity records in today's day and age. They get paid, man. Like back in the day, it behooved you to play for as many years as you could. It behooved you to play as many games as you could. You didn't make any money. So if you have the gumption and the competitiveness to want to keep playing, despite the fact of having $1 billion in bank already, that's another check in the credit department for me.
Number 2.
Crocs at it once again. I'm not a big fan of Crocs at all. I think they're the ugliest thing ever, but the kids love them.
Still, they're slippery. They're dangerous, those Crocs.
Oh, people love them. Well, they're remixing their classic clog when they're putting a new velvet spin on it. They just dropped the velvet pack.
On the inside or the outside?
No, the whole shoe.
Yeah.
The whole
That's
clog.
not a Croc. That's a slipper. So, congratulations, Crocs.
They also have a Shrek pack and a Dragon Ball Z pack.
Nice.
You can get all at croc.com.
And by the way, Crocs are perfect for little kids.
Yeah.
Snap them right on, they're good to go.
Wear them everywhere, though.
What I have found with Crocs back in the day, I've had one pair of Crocs in my life. They're probably still sitting around the house somewhere. That once you wear the tread on the bottom of those things, you are in
hazard.
Oh, man, it's like walking on banana peels if you could go anywhere wet,
Number 1.
And I discovered this last night. Gentlemen, do y'all know Kai Cenat?
Yes.
Yeah, why do I know that?
We probably mentioned him here on this show before.
He's always streaming.
Yeah, he's a streamer. He's one of the more popular streamers out there. Well, he plans to launch a streaming university. Now, this is genius by him, but why do I think this is the dumbest thing ever? Because
now hold on. It can't be both. How can it be genius and the dumbest thing ever?
It's genius because all the kids are going to want to go to his school.
Okay.
Why it's the dumbest thing ever? What can he teach you that you cannot already learn on YouTube?
Well, I also have bad news for this entire YouTube explosion. We're going to reach a point here about 10, 12 years when you realize, well, we're really not doing anything to contribute. I'm not going to make any money doing this or anything else.
Right, and here's another thing.
Yeah.
He can teach you how to push buttons. He can teach you how to go online. He can't teach you personality, kids.
Well, and I would also think that you're going to run the risk with this YouTube of running the risk of like anything else that's popular for a while.
But it's genius because all the kids are going to want to sign up and go to his school because he's popular. All all the kids love
I was driving down Racetrack Road. I mean, times have changed, Dan Hicken. I was driving down Racetrack the other day, getting close to Phillips, and on the left, there's literally like a video game streaming camp.
Oh,
like
for
school.
sure. Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
You send your kids there to get better at video games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a real
believe it.
thing. Huh?
Oh, boy.
Zip code's getting 90210, man. I had to move out of this bougie neighborhood I'm in.
Play us out of here, E.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
Morning, Tone.
Good morning.
What do you got cooking on a Thursday at Jaguars today?
Yeah, my mind is racing with the Kai Cenat thing. It's like, yeah, I'm glad that he can make a living doing it.
Yeah.
Right? You're the only one, dude.
Right.
Like, there's going to be a handful of other people that can do that, and
Yeah.
everyone else that you're talking to, none of them can do it. It's like someone can't teach you how to be a poet.
Right.
Can you do it?
Right.
You know, like that kind of thing. It is silly, though. He'll make a little bit of money off of it. And
Maybe.
all right.
I think sometimes you may, the effort and energy you put into that, it'll just be income you're losing if you'd have done what you're.
Like, it's easy
sweet
for me
spot
to
is.
look at it and say, why would anyone
What
spend money
does
on that?
he
Yeah.
What does he stream? What's his forte?
Him.
No idea.
Life.
It's just his life getting around. Yeah.
He'll have celebrities come join him on
I
the
got
stream
you.
and they
I
just
got
talk
you.
and stuff.
I've seen it.
Kevin Hart comes to the table and get drunk with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good for him. That he
Yeah,
does
right.
interesting
Listen.
enough things that people want to watch it. Good for
This
him.
Gen Z millennials, there ain't no better than anybody that's found a way and to more aggressively make money doing nothing than this generation.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that. I'm not saying doing nothing like doing nothing.
They're going to be famous online.
Or however.
It's
whatever.
an option now.
Yeah.
It's like if Marshawn Lynch decided to stream. Like, you don't have Marshawn Lynch's personality.
Well,
so
again,
it's
this
not
is.
the
I'm
same.
sure we're running to the same thing you do with every little kid in the thinking they're going to be the next NFL player. It's the same. Your chance of success.
A handful of people that make it
Right.
big.
Yeah. Good
And
point.
everyone else is
Yeah.
like, man, I wish I could have done that. Like,
Correct.
we all have those things in our
Right.
life. You
Right.
know, it's very few people succeed at the
That's right.
highest level of anything.
Okay, I want to ask you guys one Jaguar question. We'll turn over to Jaguars
Yeah.
today. I have not seen. Sometimes you see this inserted into the narrative when a team makes when they waive a player, when they cut a player.
Sure.
Sometimes they leave as part of the message that perhaps a deal could be like I've already seen with Darius Slay. Wouldn't be opposed to returning with a different deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's been no hint of that here, right? This feels like this is a moving on
on.
from Christian Kirk. This isn't a,
That's what I
we're going to cut him now and then we'll revisit. Because typically, a lot of times they'll just announce a restructure without ever going through this part of it.
Yeah, I think it gets to the cut with Christian Kirk because you've talked about a restructure.
And it
you
didn't
couldn't-
work, and
you
he wouldn't
couldn't
do it.
figure out exactly what that was going to look
That's
like
what I would
for
tend to think,
whatever reasons those are. So,
But there is no lingering, maybe he could be brought back. I have not missed
Haven't
that
heard that at
opinion
all.
somewhere. I haven't
No.
either. Yeah.
No, none of that at all. Obviously, we'll be reacting to the Christian Kirk cut today on the show. We'll have Pete Prisco on in the second hour this morning, and Gus will join us from inside the building as we continue to react to all the things that happened at the Combine. Look, we're 4 days away from the tampering window.
Yeah.
Opening up in the National Football League. So
Open that window.
Whatever your free agency plans, obviously, we'll be digging deep into those here.
So
over
it's
the next few
tampering starts in
days.
4 days, but do you think tampering's going on now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course it is, right?
I don't even know why they call it a tampering
what are we
window.
doing?
Did y'all hear they had a combine a couple weeks ago?
Right.
Where all those guys were in the same building? You think anyone doesn't know who the highest paid guys are going to be in free agency and
Fair
what
enough.
they're getting
Right.
the moment that window
Right,
opens?
right.
Everybody knows.
What are you hearing on so and so?
Right.
Yeah.
They all know.
Probably 70 guaranteed. Okay.
Yeah. We just become privy to the information on
Fair
Monday because they're allowed to announce it now.
Have a great show.
Thank you.
Mike and Tony getting ready. It's Jaguars today. Our work here on a Thursday is completed.
Yeah, we'll be back for Friday. I start getting ready.
Not me.
It's already getting ready. Woo! You're off tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Right?
All week. Has he worked this week?
No,
All right. Well, I'll be here tomorrow, doggone it, and I'm happy to. So